they slice your sub right in front of you. Watching that always takes me to my happy place. Wait a minute. Jersey Mike's is my happy place. Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Coffee?
When the Murrays discovered Gain scent beads, they fell in love with the irresistible scent. So did their dog Roger. Gain scent beads keep even the stinkiest stuff smelling fresh.
At Jersey Mike's, they freshly grill your hot subs right in front of you. You can't get that smell anywhere else unless you have one of these. Don't mind me. Take the sizzle to go. Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
These Huskies went to Eugene and pulled off a dramatic comeback victory behind Michael Penix Jr. Ducks have not forgotten that, not for a single day, they say, since that home loss a year ago. Washington and Oregon. Sit back and enjoy this from the bedlam of Husky Stadium. Kickoff coming up.
You're watching Tailgate Week, presented by
Avocados from Mexico.
Oregon and Washington is a brawl.
Two coaches, Dan Lanning and Kalen DeBoer, have done tremendous rebuilding jobs, each in their second season. They first met in 1900. The Huskies dominated for some decades. Chip Kelly and Oregon flipped it around, won 12 in a row. They have split the last 6, but it's been tough for Washington to beat the Ducks here in Husky Stadium. And here is Holly with Kalen DeBoer.
Well, Coach, it's been over a century that these two teams have played, but never been both top 10 ranked teams. What heightened sense do you have for this game and the hype behind it?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's awesome. This is why you do the work. It's for moments like this. And, we just all year prepare for these moments. And I tell the guys they're built for this. And, it's going to be a lot of ups and downs, but we're ready.
Your quarterback, Michael Penix Jr., has a calm and composure about him, but how do you get him to play on the edge today while retaining that poise?
Yeah, that's the beauty of him. He's a mature guy. He knows that edge that you need to be smart while you're on the football field, but just trust and believe that you put the ball in his hands and good things are going to happen.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
DeBoer and most of his staff came from Fresno State, so they played in this building as visitors, and he's hoping that that hostile environment will make it very tough on the experienced Bo Nix. Couldn't ask for better weather, Kirk. It's been nice for 3 days here.
Perfect setting, perfect weather, and when this team is good, this is as good a home field advantage as you'll see.
Dan Lanning, of course, coming from the SEC, knows how to get teams ready for very hostile environments. Oregon won the toss. Lanning electing to defer, so we'll see this high-powered Husky offense and Michael Penix Jr. and all those playmakers right away. Got the speckled egg uniforms. They call them the eggshell unis. They're Bo Nix's favorite unis, and the all-purple, the same uniforms Washington wore on the road for last year's victory in Eugene.
Dan Lanning talking to his team this week about they've had both teams to bye week leading up to it, chance to get healthy, chance to get right. Big focus for him has been about trying to play loose, not getting caught up in the emotion and everything that's at stake and the rivalry aspect of it. Have fun and turn it loose.
He said no bye week, call it a work week. His guys were padded up and hitting in their off week. Different approach taken by the Huskies. Cam Lewis, 5th-year starting kicker for the Ducks, to boot it away. And Jeremy Bernard, dangerous receiver, the man for the Huskies. Bernard drifting to the end zone. He'll let it sail over his head. So here comes Michael Penix Jr., leader of this offense. It's averaging 46 points and almost 400 passing yards per game.
Yeah, he's really been in a great zone. Such a good feel for the system in his 2nd year out here in Seattle since he left Bloomington. I think he's become more vocal. Really is taking command of this offense and knows today he's going to have to continue to make great decisions. Only 2 picks on the year.
He gets Jalen McMillan, the fine receiver, back. They have 3 elite playmakers: Rome Odunze, Jalen Polk, and McMillan. Dylan Johnson is the tailback. They pitch it to Johnson. Tries the left side. Has some blocks and explodes for a big first down gain of about 14. Steve Stevens forced him out.
A good job here. He gets so caught up and enamored with the pass game that you see what they can do on the ground. And of course the receivers, Odunze one on one side. Polk, I think, also. Don't forget about him. As much as McMillan being back is important, Kyrie Jackson, the length that he brings at corner is healthy. And if they're going to get a pass rush, look on the edge for number 1, Jordan Birch, the transfer from South Carolina.
For 13 yards on the first game, and pre-snap penalty, a false start for the Huskies.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 11 offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That is McMillan again, just coming back after missing the last couple of games with an ankle injury.
Just getting upfield a little bit too early. He's anxious to get things going here. To take a look at the offensive line, as I mentioned, with Birch on one side, and they move around Brandon Dorless. These guys will have to do a good job of keeping Penix clean, which they have all year. Only 3 sacks on the year. They're second in the country. He gets the ball out pretty quickly.
On 1st and 15, Penix straight back, delivers a dart. It's a very short completion right near the line of scrimmage to Rome Odunze, one of the top-rated receivers in Mel Kiper's draft board this year.
Yeah, one of the things that Ryan Grubb's doing right now, like a lot of offensive coordinators, different formations, they like to mix things up, trying to get a handle on zone versus man. Oregon's showing some man, so they'll try to attack with rub routes and picks if that's the case.
3 receivers bunched to the right. The ball deflected at the line of scrimmage. That was Jordan Birch. You mentioned him getting a hand up.
Yeah, he's a big guy off the edge at 6'6", 290. 3 sacks already on the year, but again, I mentioned how the ball gets out fast, and Oregon is prepped on that for 2 weeks. And the answer to that is to get your hands up and time up the ability to knock that ball down. And at 6'6", it's a lot easier for Birch.
Ducks think they have a big edge on defense in this matchup. They're top 5 in the country, allowing fewer than 12 points per game, trying to get off the field very quickly here. Penix shifting things around.
Walking these backers up.
2 on the play clock. They bring pressure. It's picked up at Penix. Again, the ball deflected at the line of scrimmage. A couple of bat downs. It looked like Brandon Dorless got hand on that one. 3 and out.
Yeah, they walked up the backers, trying to affect the communication, and then they end up bringing one with a little twist, and then they drop in coverage. And that little move affected, I think, the progression that Penix was working. Jamal Hill, number 9, you see him right there. He sat right in that throwing lane and took that away.
So we got the first down, 13-yard run of the first play, and then the passing game is shut down. Jack McAllister punts it away, went down. There is no flag, and great coverage is flying down to make a tackle immediately was Drew Fowler. No relation. That is my younger brother's name, but I'm excited to call it.
That was quick. We were talking about that all week.
Yeah, he gets involved.
Big Drew's on a tackle.
I called some games when he played high school hockey, so he's got good memories. So here comes Bo Nix. Start number 53. Old Bo at Auburn struggled, Kirk, in situations like this against good teams on the road. New Bo has been more effective.
No doubt about it. Places a lot of confidence in this system. The defense for Oregon did their job on the road. They got off the field. Let's see what kind of start Nix and the offense has.
They expect to run the ball well. Lucky Irving takes the handoff, tries to cut it back, and he's swarmed. Running is an important part of this offense. Villafocio makes the tackle. I've gone with Fubikulainen.
Yeah. Well, Bucky Irving, you just got to look at him. Oh, Chris is right. It starts with the running game. They try to lull you to sleep, get the ball downfield to Troy Franklin. Dominic Hampton's outstanding on the back edge. And ZTF, of course, we got a chance to sit down with yesterday, is outstanding. Does a good job applying pressure on one side along with Trice on the other.
No gain on the first play. Nix on the move, looks to flip it back in the flat, and it's dropped. Huskies were reading that anyway, and Irving didn't come up with it. Dom Hampton was there, Tupatala as well.
Yeah, they brought pressure, and I think it's a smart call by Will Stein. He's trying to take advantage of an overzealous defense with this crowd flying to the ball, try to get him out of position. But a good job of staying home on the backside by Washington's defense, even with that blitz.
This crowd is roaring on 3rd and 10.
And they're moving around, too.
Huskies showing pressure in that A gap, and they got a fast start. A little too fast, but false start from the Ducks. This is going to be a serious test of poise for both offensive lines.
The 65 offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
All that shifting, Kirk, you got to hold your water. You're down in your stance for a long time in these offenses.
Yeah, and as much as you prep for this, you know, it's hard to simulate this crowd noise and the movement on 3rd down this defense is putting on them. You're trying to think, you're trying to adjust your call to what that movement is for those stems, and then the crowd comes into play, and it's not a surprise they're back 5 yards.
3 receivers bunched to the left for Nix. They hand it off inside, and Irving is going to be knocked down back at the original line of scrimmage, but aggressive run defense, the penalty hurt, and the Ducks go 3 and out.
Yeah, it gives you, I think, a good feel. Everybody comes into a game like this with these offenses. Oregon averaging 51 points a game, and Washington 46 points a game. Think about that, almost 100 points combined. I think it's going to be a shootout. Don't forget, these defenses are sick and tired of hearing about how great these offenses are.
They introduced the punters to America. They only punted combined 20 times combined in 5 games already. 2 punts today. Ross James to boot it away, and Giles Jackson, as he is bumped into, and they will throw a flag on Washington's punt rush team. See if it's the 5 or 15-yard variety. Bill LeMonnier, as always, with us in the booth. It's a big call here.
Looks like running into the kicker for me.
It's kind of a body check.
Pretty aggressively running into him.
Asa Turner knocked into him, and
Running into the kicker.
Yep.
Defense, number 5. That penalty is declined. 1st down.
Ross James did a good job selling it at the end.
He almost sold it too much. Definitely running into him. Like I said, Bill, it's, when you look for that, what are you looking for? What's the difference?
Obviously, it's how solid the contact is. If he just plowed him over, I'd go roughing. But on that one there, he just displaced him.
Defense is flexing early in Seattle. Huskies' 2nd possession coming up. How many big plays, Kirk, can Penix create with the pass game? They've had 39 20-plus yard pass plays. Oregon, one of the best in the country at not giving up those chunk plays. Dunze in motion. Handoff. And Johnson running hard, picks up about 7.
It was their running game in that first drive, the first play of the game. They picked up 13 yards, and they had the penalty. And then it was 3 straight passes and then a punt. So they go back to the running game here to get this drive started as well.
Johnson, 3 seasons at Mississippi State under Coach Mike Leach. Empty backfield. Looping pressure got in the face of Penix around the corner. Jamal Hill, the linebacker.
Yeah, and again, you're putting these defensive backs on islands with the style of offense that you play, and then eventually see the pressure here come around. He gets 5 on 5, but the delay, I think, affected the communication with the offensive line. But they're spread all over the field in that last play.
Now here's a free play for Penix, and he'll just launch downfield. 50-50 ball. Odunze's got it. Wrestled down to the 26, making the use of that free play. He beat Jaleel Florence. Wow.
But you got Kyrie Jackson on one side and Florence on the other. I just talked about these one-on-one balls. It looks like he takes advantage of that free play, and he does.
Number 50 defense That penalty's decline. Works the play. First down.
And Florence just, again, struggled to load. He knows he's got his hands full. This is a tough battle to the field. Odunze is as good as there is. The chemistry that he has, he gets away with a pull on the shoulder pad right there. Never located the football. Great job of adjusting back by Odunze.
Tremendous player out of Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas. Junior. It's Jalen Polk in motion. Penix pump fake, and now launches a dart down to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Giles Jackson joins the party. And this is the Washington offense these fans came to see. 26-yard TD strike.
What a great read. Good job of processing by Penix. Goes right over top of the safeties, one-on-one with outside leverage. Look at the outside leverage by the corner. Just never has a chance without safety support to the inside. It's 2 in a row that Florence gets beat on. That time, though, he's backing to the outside. I think anticipating he would have had help inside, but the safety's not there.
A couple of very precise throws. Took a minute, 2 to go 76 yards, and the Huskies draw first blood. Jackson joining Odunze, Polk, McMillan, who left the game, and Jeremy Bernard. Just an embarrassment of playmaker riches for Penix Jr. to strike with. First catch of the season for Giles Jackson, a 26-yard touchdown strike. And the Huskies on top, 7-zip. Quickly down the field in their second possession. Here's the AT&T 5G clicker.
Yeah, West over here, the tight end, works to the middle. He affects the safety, right? And then I want you to watch how the safety gets taken out right there. And look at the outside leverage over here by the corner. Watch him work outside, and that just opens it up the inside without safety help. And as accurate as Michael Penix is, that's stealing for the quarterback to get his first touchdown of the game.
And I used to giving up big pass plays. That 43-yard strike to Odunze to set up the touchdown was the longest play they've allowed this season. So now Bo Nix and this high-powered Ducks offense will have to work from behind on the road. Gary Bryant Jr., the former USC Trojan, back to receive the kickoff. And he'll bring it out from the goal line. Oh, Bryant is knocked down hard right at the 20-yard line. McKeel Esteen, this backup safety, came flying down.
Wow. This gives you an idea what this game's all about. A couple guys that got in there. Boy, they're flying. What a good job. Tristan Dunn involved there as well. Coverage team takes so much pride in covering kicks every game, but especially in a rivalry game like that.
Knicks 0 for 1 in the first series as they went 3 and out. And if it was loud before, it's going to be louder now.
Hits like that bring the defense alive. They bring the crowd alive.
There's also a holding penalty on the return, which will even make this a tougher field position situation for the Ducks. They're backed up to the 10-yard line now.
Bucky Irving looks like he's going to jog off. Jordan James comes out on to the field for the first time today.
Sophomore for Nashville. Second leading running back on the team. He goes in motion. Nix took a look and now fires to him, but he's leveled immediately. Powell knocked him down at the 5, and Powell is slow to get up. Hard hitting first quarter here.
What a great job of seeing the motion and then getting around the potential block before Holden had any chance at all to keep him out of that backfield. He read that perfectly from the back, coming out of the backfield. You know, as a quarterback, you just think, okay, those blocks are going to be secured, but how quickly Powell reacted, there was no chance that Holden had a chance to pick up that block.
Just come into the game and you get rocked like that from the very first touch.
As soon as he touched the football, could not have been timed up any more perfectly than what Powell did.
Driven to the ground, you saw the back of his helmet hit the turf. Looks like he's okay, just holding his midsection there.
And, you know, this era of these hits that often get penalized, that was almost a clinic film on how you want to do it in today's game of college football or pro football for that matter.
That classic form tackle. Drive the shoulder pad right through him.
Right there.
2nd and 13.
Well, these guys, this is an offense that has to stay on schedule, especially in this environment. They cannot get anything going here these first couple series. Not to mention they're deep in their own territory.
Off the play fake, a long pitch to the far side, and the catch is made by Troy Franklin, the top receiver on this team, and that's a first down.
Yeah, they go with a 3 tight end look. Now that look typically means, okay, they're going to run the ball down inside their own 10-yard line. Instead, they show you the trust they have in Bo Nix. And of course, their top receiver, Troy Franklin. He gets one-on-one with a soft corner. You got to throw that out there. Good decision by 10.
Tall receiver from Palo Alto who's been a touchdown machine for the Ducks so far this year. It's a first down run. Irving is tough to tackle. It's a real test for this defense, but Tupatala would not let go of the ankle.
Really good job. Again, they go with that 13 look. Again, 13, 1 back, 3 tight ends. Watch the left side of this offensive line. There's a double team. Opens up that huge hole. He's able to run through the potential block or a tackle there by the linebacker.
Now they're on schedule here, picking up 5 on first down.
It's much better.
Nick's so experienced. He's got the keys to the offense. He's got free license to make these changes. Play clock at 4. He checks to that run, something he does a lot. Irving is bent back awkwardly after a short game by Tupatala again.
Tupatala is flying around. They call him the green dot. Of course, that's a reference to NFL. The linebacker is always making sure that gets a call from the sideline. College football, you don't have that. So you get the call from the sideline. You communicate everything, make sure everybody's on the same page. Look at him right now. They rely on him in so many different areas.
He acts like he's got a microphone on his helmet, doesn't he? He's pretty on point.
He does.
Empty backfield here, 3rd and 3. Huskies rush forward. Nooks off, eludes the spy and dives for ready for it. Just couldn't tackle him.
No, he read that quickly and just saw that there was an opening. Look, there's nobody here, so good job of trying to come around to try to keep him, almost anticipate, hey, he's going to think he's got room, but good job by Bo Nix.
After they moved to 6, they cranked the tempo, and that's Trayshawn Holden, the former Alabama receiver, makes the short catch.
He's an offense. Oregon, they want to run the football, and it's the quick pass game. They want to force those defensive backs from Washington to have to come up. And then eventually they're going to do a stutter and go. Eventually they're going to do a fake like they're throwing that screen. And the guy that's out with that block, that he's going to show block and then get down the sideline. So they're trying to lull you to sleep with run game and quick pass game on the perimeter.
Lots of shift in motion. We'll talk about that's become the new tempo, a weapon for both of these offenses that's kept defenses off balance so far this season. On 2nd and 7, Irving tries to weave his way through tackles and does. First down out near midfield.
This is what, again, this is the whole matchup, I think, of this game was Washington defensively. Could they match up to the physicality of the running style of Oregon? It's going to be a storyline all game.
First down throw now, low throw. No chance to make a play there. Holden was covered by Jabbar Muhammad. He's really been a lockdown corner so far this season for the Huskies. Very tough to beat.
Yeah, came over from Oklahoma State. Good speed and instincts. Remember, the Ducks last year ran for over 300 yards against this Washington defense.
Hasn't been a particular strength, except they've done a great job at not giving up explosive run plays. No one's run for longer than 20 yards against them all season. Off the play fake, Nix pumps and now tries to throw a back shoulder to Troy Franklin, who was covered again by Muhammad.
Well, Muhammad is all over him.
The flag on the far side of the field. Right in front of the Washington bench.
All the way on the other side. But what tight coverage here. This is a good matchup. They want to keep Muhammad on Franklin as much as they can. He didn't bite it off. Remember I talked about that stutter and go? That's how they make their big plays.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 25 defense, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, Elijah Jackson tackled an Oregon player over there away from the play. This is the kind of thing you see in a rivalry game.
Yeah, he rips his helmet off. They're both going at it. And then he decides not to give up right in front of the officials. It's an easy call. Both of them just being physical. But the whistle had blown, and then Jackson loses his cool and rips that helmet off.
Moves the football inside the Washington 40.
Big break for the Ducks to keep this drive alive and pick up another first down.
Something both coaching staffs are worried about, this kind of emotional lack of poise, rivalry penalties. Irving makes a cut and is knocked down, but that's another solid first down gain of about 4. Holly?
Guys, already a crucial penalty for Washington for after the whistle stuff. Kalen DeBoer told us he tried to train that this week, having the scout team guys go extra physical after the whistle at practice, trying to get a rise out of their guys. He wanted his guys not to react. That is a big mistake right there, and they tried to fix it this week.
Two of the most penalized teams in the conference, most in FBS in terms of yards for Washington. Nix from the pocket, low throw, catch made, and then falling down quickly is Tez Johnson. Quick receiver who transferred in from Troy, and now it's going to be 3rd down and about 3.
Yeah, we talked about Bo Nix in the open. It's remarkable how different he has played since he's gotten to Eugene. He talked a lot this week with us about just how much football was everything when he was at Auburn. Grew up his whole life dreaming of playing for Auburn because of his dad, and I think he put so much into it. I think now he realizes there's more to life than just football. Of course he wants to be great, but it's not everything to him.
Irving on the sweep makes a cut. He's slammed down at the 25 by Bruner, but it's a first down for the Ducks.
Old pin and pull that, Chris, I know you're a big fan of when we look at film. Receivers are able to seal the edge off to the right. Then you get the big tight end and that right tackle. Cornelius running around with Herbert, the tight end.
6 carries already for Irving. Now they pitch it on the end, and that's Terrence Ferguson, and the big tight end leans forward down to the 16. These are the kind of gains on first down that they're hoping for.
Yeah, Bo Nix, that's basically triple option football there. They're going fast. Washington still adjusting.
They did not have their cleats in the ground, as they say, and Irving is still going to be spun down. There is a flag on the far side.
12 men on the field. They couldn't get. They're trying to adjust and get some new defensive players on the field, but Washington's not able to get everybody off the field.
But a challenge, Kirk. We're used to seeing Oregon run high tempo, but they use it more tactically now, right? They hadn't been playing quite that fast until this play.
Yeah.
Huskies now ready.
Well, there's almost an alert when they see that the opponent's starting to adjust and make substitutions.
5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Mike McCabe in charge of the Pac-12 crew today. So a couple of penalties against the Huskies defense on this drive, aiding Oregon's efforts to tie this game.
Talked about the neutral zone, but there were 12 guys on the field as well, so I'm not sure what he saw or what they were talking about there.
You see Kelly tight end in motion. They hand it off inside to Bucky Irving, who scores. And the Ducks right down the field, a 78-yard march aided by penalties and a 12-yard touchdown run.
Boy, how about his lateral quicks? This play is designed to go to his left. I mean, and then there's penetration. This play is going out here, but Washington does a good job of slipping through right there. So he puts his foot in the ground and is able to cut back. That's a big-time run. Vision, sudden change.
Going for 2. Trickery is Patrick Herbert. Justin's little brother, the tight end, took the direct snap and just waltzed around the right side, and the Ducks are up by 1.
He started the show like he's going to throw, but they had such a good push. I think they caught Washington off guard. Everything's happening so fast. So the speed and the tempo of the offense and the speed and the tempo of the special teams, they get 8 points out of it.
Yeah, Kelly brought this a chance to maybe steal a point and take the lead. That was easy. Hard to be more impressive than Oregon was in that drive. The big hit, tackle for loss. After that, they went 93 yards, Kirk. Nix, 6 completions, 6 different receivers, a couple of penalties on Washington helped. That is a serious response on the road.
Yeah, that's Oregon's offense, and the fact they're pinned back deep in their own territory, it's what an answer too, to kind of settle this crowd down and then give them the lead.
Good one in primetime on ABC. ACC collision between Drake May, the undefeated North Carolina Tar Heels. Miami trying to bounce back from an inexplicable loss to Georgia Tech that Oregon fans would have noticed. 7:30 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app.
This is a game that North Carolina in the past would struggle with. You know, they've had some games over the last 2 or 3 years where they've been favored over a team limping in and then they would lose. I don't think that's going to be the case today. I think North Carolina's more mature. We'll see.
So the Huskies down a point after the 2-point try. Dylan Johnson tries the middle. Jalen McMillan not on the field. Holly, what have you learned about the condition of the receiver who just returned for this game?
Well, guys, after the second series, he came over to the sideline, went into the injury tent for quite a while. When he came out, he was walking gingerly. He has his helmet, but he isn't putting it on. Some of the guys were putting their arm around his neck. I can't tell if he's going to return, but I know this. They had a ton in the game plan for him today after we watched practice yesterday. So if he is not able to return, it's a big deal.
Giles Jackson stepping up. He caught the touchdown. Huskies last possession. 2nd and 9. Ducks show pressure. Penix gets the ball to the edge quickly, and that's Jalen Polk. Gets a block from his buddies and sprints down the sidelines. This is a great blocking, receiving, and tight end team.
Yeah, this time it was Devin Culp looked like had a nice block there to got him to the edge. Get the ball out quickly. It's got numbers. There's the block right there. What a good job of being able to kind of push Kyrie Jackson back to the inside. Culp, of course, 6'4", about 240 as a tight end, able to use his size to his advantage against the corner.
Polk, the glue of this receiving room. Texas Tech transfer. Tough guy, very hard worker. 18-yard pickup. Penix backpedals and incomplete. Polk was well covered, nobody open, and pressure came from Kyrie Jackson off the corner.
They've got to find ways with Tosh Lavoie, the defensive coordinator, to get pressure. You got to, if you allow him to sit and not be unfazed, he is lethal with his accuracy. You know, they haven't allowed a 20-yard pass in their last 3 games. They allowed 2 on just that last drive alone. So they're coming up with different ways, different looks, trying to affect the line and the protection to get after number 9.
Johnson makes the cut, lowers the head, barrels for a first down inside the Ducks 40. Steve Stevens kind of got run over.
They pulled both their right guard and their right tackle. Good job, the timing here. Oregon loses the edge to their defense, and Dylan Johnson doesn't get talked about at all in this offense. It's all about Penix and the receivers, but you can see today he's averaging almost 10 yards a carry, how important he is to their attack and what they're trying to do.
Great one pass mix so far for the Huskies. Penix straight back, pressure off the edge, and the catch is made in tight coverage by Giles Jackson. They are getting after Penix in a way most opponents don't even come close to.
Yeah, and again, like I said, they're changing up their looks. That time they just rushed 4, and they're able to affect him and make him get rid of that ball. Great job of executing there just to get some positive yards on that first down play.
Burks is the sack leader in this defense, got 3 this season. Dylan Johnson to the far right of the formation.
And Chris, when you go empty, I mean, that puts everything on that offensive line. Instead of a tight end or a back that can help out, now they move Dylan Johnson back.
And hand it to him. Quick penetration. He did well to avoid a tackle for loss. Picks up about 1.5 yards. It'll be 3rd down.
It's slanting, attacking with the backers. Jamal Hill was able to take on that potential block by Jack Westover, slanting off the edge, getting around blocks, but give credit again to Dylan Johnson for fighting through that initial surge by Oregon. Runs hard. Man.
Tailback Will Nixon's in the game, split to the right side. Check with the sidelines. A little more methodical than the Ducks attack. Giles Jackson kind of lost, doesn't know where he's going. Play clock at 1. They had to take a timeout. There was some confusion on those 3 receivers bunched to the far side. Penix so calm. He's seen plenty of pressure before, but no one's gotten his face this season like the Ducks have so far. Beautiful day. Goodyear providing the aerial coverage, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Oregon so far looks ready for this road challenge. What a view. Big 3rd and 4 coming up.
What a view. We always talk about this setting. You know, it's Pac-12, a resurgence. 3 teams in the top 10, 7 in the top 25. Arguably the 3 Heisman candidates with Penix and Nix, and of course Caleb, what he does playing Notre Dame later tonight.
Talked about the grind just beginning. This is the first of 7 consecutive weeks of Pac-12 games for both of these teams. Ranked opponents all over the place. Penix needs 4. Will Nixon in the backfield. Ducks creeping up. Don't show pressure. Penix delivers a throw, and Jackson makes the catch and works his way for a first down, now near the 26.
Well, they ended up bringing a delayed blitz from the boundary from the corner, Kyrie Jackson right here, but he's able to get the ball out, not to mention it's picked up, and this is it. When you defend these kind of offenses, you've got to make plays in space. That time Washington, yards after the catch, gets him the first down.
Tuioti, a linebacker. That's a tough assignment, getting Jackson to the ground. Zipped right around him. Final minute of this first quarter. Pressure picked up again. Launching for the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Jalen Polk. You are seeing why Michael Penix Jr. and this squadron of playmakers have been a nightmare for defenses. Second touchdown pass already.
And we talked about the pressure Oregon's putting on him. They only brought 4, but the offensive line does their job. When you're trying to get the ball thrown downfield, you need a little bit more time. That one more hitch from the quarterback, they gave it to him, and when he gets his feet set, he's as accurate as anybody you'll watch play football at the collegiate level.
Gross knocks through the PAT. 2 26-yard touchdown strikes for Penix Jr. to Giles Jackson. That one to Jalen Polk, his 4th touch of the season.
Yeah, when they're stacked, a lot of times you think about Jackson 0, but instead it's the front man. It's Polk who gets the one-on-one matchup. And we thought Kyrie Jackson was be the guy they want on those islands. They want him to be able to hold up with that length. But they've been attacking both sides. This time it's Jackson who gets beat off the line of scrimmage, and Polk gets behind him. And again, 9 will put it there every time.
It's the trademark bow and arrow. Deshaun Watson used to do that. I mean, there's a pitcher here in Seattle called Fernando Rodney. I don't know if he was the first way back in the day.
I don't know.
Izzy Adesanya, for you UFC fans, did it, I think, better than anybody, and it's become a trademark for Penix.
Hey, when you hit bullseyes, it's very symbolic. I mean, he is accurate. He's like a jugs machine when he gets his feet set. He just doesn't miss.
That's a compliment.
Yes. I mean, it's just poosh, poosh, poosh.
This is fun, folks. This is why we were so excited to bring this one to you, showcasing these 2 tremendous offenses and quarterbacks with each a whole bunch of playmakers. On the pre-kickoff here, Oregon has spent a timeout. Not sure why. Dan Lanning saw something he didn't like there. So another opportunity for Bo Nix to try to answer. We're going to say that a lot this afternoon. I think it's going to be similar to what we saw last week. You talked about the fun Red River rivalry game. You had Ewers and Gabriel going back and forth. Gabriel had the ball last. Might be the same kind of thing today. Well, one of the guys who's a leader of this Washington team is the linebacker. And this is Jeffrey Bassa on the Oregon defense. What are we doing? Is it Odunze or... Okay, let's both guys are wired and hyped. And after the kick, we'll hear Rome Odunze. So short kick fielded at the 9 and weaving his way through traffic for a nice return. So here's Basso on this Washington defense, or this Oregon defense, trying to hype up Bo Nix before the game.
Remember what you told me, Bo. Remember what you told me. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I trust y'all. Go out there and get the job.
Yep, I got you. Yep, we gonna get you that ball. We gonna get you that ball, bro.
He was mentored by Noah Sewell early in his career. He's become a really vocal leader.
Yeah, he really is. Really is. Guy that they right now on the sideline after giving up some big plays, trying to be a part of making the adjustments.
Irving barrels forward for a nice first down gain. Ducks are doing a good job of getting ahead of schedule here.
Yeah, they are right now. They are having their way between the tackles at the line of scrimmage. Different plays, the zone play, the counter play, but getting a push.
They get a nice first down gain. You can see they crank the tempo a bit. Irving scorched free of a tackle and dives for a first down at the 39.
I mean, you might get to him, but you better hold on, or you better wrap up and bring him down. That time Jabbar Muhammad looked like he had him, but just could not bring him down. He's a physical runner for being 5'10", 195.
Yeah, and elite change of direction. Dude from the south side of Chicago. 14-8 Huskies at the end of the first quarter. Back after this message and a word from your local ABC station. Here in Seattle, both teams believe they are contenders to make the playoff and clutch that CFP National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. Semifinals New Year's Day, just down the coast in Pasadena and in New Orleans. Houston hosts the championship game. Ducks getting something going here with the first down as we begin the second quarter. Jordan James, who went out after that hard hit, is back in the game now in the pistol. They fake it to him. Nix looked to launch, ran into a lineman and goes down for a short launch. Well, he didn't take much time in the pocket, but took off quickly.
He does, and a lot of times if he senses pressure or sees a flash of another color, that's an area he's really worked on over last 4 or 5 years in his career. Here, good pressure. You can see they're coming after him.
Do we give Connerly credit for the tackle, the left tackle?
Right. I think you're right.
They're behind the sticks this time for 2nd and 12. Huskies rush 4. Bo Nix gets the ball out quickly, but dragged for a loss as Jordan James, Raylan Goforth, the middle linebacker, the ex-Trojan, made the play. It's 3rd and long now.
And sometimes we get caught up in stats and sacks. This is one that, Chris, you'll like. Braylon Trice, who only got his first sack last week. That's as good as a sack to me. That's affecting the quarterback right into his face, making him get rid of the football. So, yeah, 1 sack so far. He had 9 last year, but a heck of a push there through that left tackle.
Yeah, quarterback pressures and hurries totally appreciated by defensive coaches and also scouts for that matter. Serious challenge on 3rd and 13. Here comes the pressure. Nick spins free. He's got space to run, and he's going to take off and dives for the marker out near the 50. They spot him just short. They say he stepped on the paint at the 48.5, so it's 4th down, half a yard.
That's what I love about Bo Nix. It's the backyard football, Brett Favre almost mentality of he knows exactly where he needs to go to try to give the effort to get the first down. The right hand trying to reach around to get it, but it looks like he did step out, at least for now. It looks like he stepped out about a yard short.
Jim Northcutt is the replay official on his crew. Lanning would like them to take a look at that. If he is short, a real decision need about the length of a football.
And I think what Dan Lanning's saying is the reach. He intentionally reaches the ball out before he's out of bounds is what Oregon feels.
Certainly before his knee landed.
You think, Bill? That was a great look there for you.
This is a tough play, similar to that semifinal we had.
Exactly, Brock Bowers.
When does the ball cross the sideline? The official marked it short. On this angle here, it looks to me like he's got the ball.
But there's no way to see the other angle, is there, Bill? You don't know when it crosses the
sideline. We have to combine 2 things together.
Yeah. Boy, that looks like a first down.
You mean combine like this look down the line?
Here's a good look.
It goes across the sideline. I think he got it.
I think he got it by hand.
He got it.
That's in bounds.
Yeah.
Prior to him being out of bounds.
It was determined that the runner made the line to gain.
What an effort.
As you said, on the run, being chased, to have the presence of mind to know exactly where the football had to be.
He knew it exactly, knew the down, he knew where he was going, he knew everything that he needed to do there. I thought initially he might look backside to try to make a throw. He did have Troy Franklin breaking free, but not to mention happened to blindside with the rush that was getting to him with ZTF.
A lot less running this year for Nix, who had 14 rushing touchdowns a year ago, only one this year, but got 13 on the scramble. On the move again, looking to throw, sideline, catch made, and that's Tez Johnson, who spins free of the man and gets a first down at the 26.
Great route by Tez Johnson. Out and then up and then back to the quarterback. Washington thought he was going down the sideline because Oregon throws that route so much. So good throw, good timing.
7th play of the drive. Irving bangs into traffic and somehow spins free. His lineman got in the way. And then Ulofoshio got him down after a short gain.
What a push there. Right through the middle of that Oregon offensive line. They've been holding up very well, especially in the run game. That time they just blew the play up.
Second and 9. Irving through a hole. Makes a cut. Kind of stumbled as he was getting to the open field, but dragged down for a first down at the 11.
Jackson Powers Johnson, Marcus Harper, the center, 58. Good job. Look at that left guard, able to help with that double team and then get up to the backer. Boy, they're running well in between the tackles.
Nix from the pocket. On the move. Scanning. Throws back end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Patrick Herbert. So he's run for a 2-point try, now caught a touchdown. His first this season.
What an effort again by Bo Nix to keep the play alive. Here's your receiver, the tight end, Herbert. Watch Herbert in his route. This is great recognition. You see it from Kelsey all the time. He looks around, realizes, okay, I'm going to work back, find that soft spot, and what a catch. All hands by the 6'5" junior to go up and make that play.
Big, tough guy, great blocking tight end, but they also believe that he's got NFL future, just like his older brother. Lewis knocks it through. A second long touchdown march for the Ducks, 75 yards, 9 plays, reclaim the lead, 15-14. Tomorrow is Sunday NFL Countdown. Niners, after thumping the Cowboys, looking to stay undefeated. Seeing as George Kittle is motivated by letters from his dad. And on Monday Night Football, Justin Herbert is probably watching his little brother today. Chargers off a bye, a couple of wins. Will take on the Cowboys, try to bounce back from that thumping down in Santa Clara.
Yeah. Be a big one on Monday night. But man, Patrick Herbert showing you what kind of athlete he is there. Adjusting, coming back, finding that just that soft spot with the defenders. Had gone off way out to the outside. He just found a nice spot, and the hands were incredible on that catch. That ball was flying.
Bernard from the goal line avoids a big hit, but then gets leveled. I don't know about trying to bring kickoffs out. These coverage teams are flying down the field. Some bullseyes from Penix so far.
What a different style of offenses. Been more methodical with Oregon, and big shots from Michael Penix when he's gotten one-on-one coverage. How about the recognition? Sees this corner's kind of settled, a little unsure. Let's go over the top. Get it to one of my guys who's going to win one-on-one. So pretty simple. If you don't affect Michael Penix, his receivers are going to win on the outside. It's going to come down to whether or not Oregon can get some pressure on Penix with his accuracy.
Both offenses have settled in, scored touchdowns in each of their last 2 possessions. Polk, who caught the touchdowns in motion, they handed off inside and wrestled down right near the line of scrimmage. Into Dorless. You got Johnson to the ground.
Well, we knew coming in, Chris, Oregon's defense, which if you look at the stats, they hadn't played anybody. We knew this would be a different test. Look at the points allowed on the season, the passing yards, yards per play, and look at the early part of this game. Josh Lapoy and this defense, they knew that Penix and his receivers were the real deal, but giving up a lot of big plays through the air.
10.4 per play. Penix 126 yards passing already. Pressure picked up. Long throw just over the hand of Jalen Polk. They got close to him enough to affect the pitch there.
Yeah, a good job of getting into the face of Penix, but also it was a good job of mixing in a different coverage that time. I think they may have fooled him. One of the few times we've seen him maybe force the ball there. Nico Reed, transfer from Colorado, was up tight, and he sank back in coverage, made that throw. He still could have squeezed it in there, but it would have been awfully tough.
Sets up a 3rd and 8. They get the line quickly. Check the Ducks look. Typically they'll shift around. They motion almost every play. Don't do it this time. From the pocket, a dart across the middle. Odunze has got it, and he's got a 1st down at the 38.
You blitz the linebackers. You better hope that you get there. If not, look at the opening. Good job. Picked up nicely. Give him enough time. And again, with that accuracy, he's going to win.
He's seeing way more blitzes than he typically does because Penix has picked apart the blitz this year. He's pressured at one of the lowest rates in college football. They had to try to make him uncomfortable. They had to try to change that today.
3 sacks all year coming in.
Odunze goes in motion. It's a 1st down carry for Johnson, and he runs through some arms but picks up only 2.
It really is incredible. You can say whatever you want about Caleb Williams and any of these quarterbacks around the country. There's some good ones this year. I just think the combination of his accuracy, his experience from the time he was at Indiana to the 2 years here in Seattle, and then you add into that the scheme and then the experience and a talented receiver. It's tough to stop this offense.
They throw into the bunch, and that's Odunze. Makes the catch, skips free, spins back into Oregon territory, knocked down. He missed a tackle there. Reed couldn't get him down, and again, that formation stressing the defense.
It is, and it's the tricks, kind of that stacked bunch look. And here's the problem: if you press them, we've seen what Penix and his receivers will do. They'll go over top of you. If you sit back and you say, okay, let's keep it in front of us, then you got to tackle in space. And you see Odunze, remember, he's 6'3", 215, but he's got quick feet. He's able to get out of tackles.
That's 17 there, 4 catches already for number 1. Saw how highly regarded he is on the draft boards. 35 NFL scouts watching this game today, by the way. Penix, he's the focus of some of those scouts too. Slings it again to Odunze, who's wrestled down by Manning, but a nice pickup. Holly?
Well, I talked to Rome Odunze before the game about how he and Michael Penix have such a connection, and he really says it's their cool jugs machine. You know, everybody uses jugs machine, but they've got theirs set so it comes out like a left-handed thrower. The big discs spin the opposite direction. He said we do that thing every day, so we know exactly how Penix's ball is going to come out.
Good stuff. I didn't know you could calibrate those things for left or right-handers.
I didn't know that.
Polk with a pre-snap penalty.
Number 2 offense, 5-yard penalty.
Smart.
Remains 2nd down.
Smart to adjust that. Totally different spin.
Why does it look so pretty when a lefty throws? We had Dylan Gabriel a week ago. You know, obviously you got Tua ripping up the NFL. Why is it that a lefty's throw just looks sweeter?
It does. Especially when it's right on the money every time.
Johnson motions back in. Penix makes a subtle adjustment. And the flinch. They take a lot of time, and that is the problem. It looks like the right guard there, Hatchett. You got to be so disciplined. Your guys are moving, their guys are moving.
Right.
Prior to the foul being called, 2nd charge timeout, Washington.
So DeBoer got the timeout before the 5-yard penalty and keep it 2nd and 8. 8:02. What we hope for. Entertaining first half here in Husky Stadium.
This is Tailgate Week, presented by Avocados from Mexico. Always good.
Huskies on the move. 3 catches in the drive for Rome Odunze, who's a captain on this team. Here he was pregame.
Let's go, 2. Let's go, 2. Out here, baby. Let's go. Hey, young buck, you gotta love this right here. Do your thing like you always do.
Love you, boy. This is what we
man.
came here to do.
Absolutely.
Understand the mission.
Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Come on, man.
When you have a receiver that good who steps up and is a vocal leader, you don't take that for granted. It's not that common.
Odunze and Polk, both 1 and 2, both leaders. The whole team responds to.
We saw him get McMillan fired up. We believe that his afternoon is done. They'll have to make do without number 11. And handing off from the left side, Dylan Johnson showing some leg drive and some power. It's a first down at the Ducks 37.
Run the counter play again. I really love the look of what he brings to this offense. Oregon obviously concerned about Penix pressuring him, affecting the timing and the rhythm with his receivers. And I think they're doing a nice job with Ryan Grubb as a play caller, just sprinkling in just enough of Johnson in this running game. He's averaging now over, almost 7 yards a carry.
Johnson and Irving, the 2 running backs in this game, having strong first halves. And the play fake, end around. Jeremy Bernard looking to throw and delivers a high throw that's caught on the sidelines there by Pope. So the receiver on the run delivers accurately. Wow.
I mean, what is it, the air here in Seattle? I mean, not only Penix is throwing dimes. Look at this. It's a tough throw on the run by a receiver. Unbelievable job of bringing it in, but a great job of throwing the ball here.
Usually you don't want a receiver throw unless the guy's wide open, right?
It's tight.
You're just throwing a tight coverage.
Beautiful.
That gets the wide receiver excited to make a throw themselves. A little trickery. Not the last we'll see today, I don't think. First down from the 23. Play clock at 3. Hand it off inside, and Johnson just plows forward, dragging guys for about 6 yards. Holly?
Well, guys, that was such a great pass by Jeremy Bernard because those were supposed to be for Jalen McMillan. They practiced that yesterday morning. He did all the double pass stuff. They had a big package in, so good job by Jeremy.
Great point. Johnson knocked down because McMillan really can throw it well. And they had some stuff involved in practice hoping to get in. And Jeremy says, hey, I can do that, coach. Give me a shot.
He just proved he can. You know, with Bucky Irving and the way he's running on the Oregon side and what we're seeing from Dylan Johnson here, this is clearly not just about Bo Nix and Michael Penix. These running games are involved in trying to bring some balance. Fans booing because a Duck player went down.
Down on the back is Kyrie Jackson, the corner. Both of Penix's touchdown passes were from the 26-yard line. So this is the first red zone trip for this offense. It's been a different kind of drive so far, a little more methodical. 10 plays to cover the 71 yards, almost 6 minutes. They have a lot of options down here, don't they, in the red zone?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they attend to Jackson. We'll step aside.
It's a good one.
Mentioned that the top 3 favorites for the Heisman Trophy this year, according to the oddsmakers, are all Pac-12 quarterbacks. So the athletic trivia question along those lines: the only time 2 Pac-12 QBs were Heisman finalists. Technically, the finalist thing kind of began in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
So let you ponder that for a second, you West Coast fans. 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Play 11 on the drive. Penix from the pocket. Has time, checks it down. Out of the backfield is Johnson. Spins free, still alive, and finally gang tackle. They never do get him to the ground.
How about Penix there? Starts on his left. 1, 2, 3. I think it was his 4th option. And it's a simple check down, but again, it's positive yards to a guy that's dangerous with the football in his hands and getting it to Dylan Johnson. Good patience.
Johnson has it, tries to get to the edge, and he will score diving to the purple pay dirt.
Tell you, this kid's becoming a story today, along with the receivers and Penix. I think Oregon spent so much time concerned about the perimeter and how to slow down the passing game. Coming into this game, I mean, they're 103rd in the nation in rushing offense. It was really all about the passing game that you had to try to figure out a way to slow down. But man, as you've seen, Dylan Johnson, 12-play drive, 83 yards, 6.5 minutes off the clock for Washington.
Huskies going for 2 to bit back to 7, a 3 tight end look. And they'll shift around. Here comes a little trickery.
Here we go.
Look at the gesticulating by the Ducks defense here. Dunze in motion. They pitch it into Jack Westover, and they bulldoze in. Each tight end has scored a 2-point conversion. This is fun, and the lead is 7. They were practicing this yesterday, right, Kirk? We were out here. Executed it just like this.
Yeah, Brandon Dorless looked like he may have had a chance there. Just too much speed there by Dylan Johnson. Good job of finishing off the drive. And Dorless is here again, puts his left hand up, number 3, misses it, took that chance. And Washington gets a touchdown, the 2-pointer. The Dogs are looking good, up 22-15.
Back-to-back-to-back long scoring drives from this UW offense. The 2-point conversion makes it a 7-point game, and now Bo Nix is going to have to try to answer here. 5-12 before halftime. Well, we got the Affleck trivia question answer. Barry Sanders ran away, literally, with the '88 Heisman Trophy, and then you had 2 Pac-12 quarterbacks as Heisman finalists. Rodney Peete and Troy Aikman ran 2-3. Again, I don't know if they called them finalists back then because it was a different format, but that was a good year for the West Coast quarterbacks. Not quite as good as this year, though. I don't think this league's ever seen a year like this with the depth of quarterback play.
Yeah, how about those unis right there? Those guys going head-to-head.
Tremendous quarterback play out here, but that was Barry Sanders, was the best player I ever saw in person.
But you're right though with the depth. I mean, Caleb Williams gets a lot of attention. Bo Nix, Penix, Shedeur Sanders, some good quarterback play.
It's Jordan James. I mean, he got smacked hard, left the game. He's back in there running hard, picks up 9.
He is. I saw him play in high school. I've watched his career. You know, Bucky Irving is a guy that, of course, is a game changer, but they don't lose a lot when James comes in there.
He's got it again. Big crease. Good job by that offensive line. They're doing a great job against those big Husky interior defensive linemen.
It's hard to show replays, but I love watching the trenches, and right now they're doing a really, really good job of getting to the double teams and climbing to those backers.
There's Nix with a long throw, low, scooped up on the edge, and Trayshawn Holden, in rhythm now. It's another first down in Washington territory.
And like any offense, you run the ball with 7, 6, 8 yards a clip. Start to get those linebackers worried about that run game. Opens up one-on-one opportunities outside.
Tempo is cranked. And Nix lofting downfield. Franklin comes back, and a flag comes in. Defended by Jabbar Muhammad. That's a good battle on the edge. And it's going to be a DPI.
Yeah, good call. He was beaten. Muhammad just trying to recover. Just starts flaying his arms, just trying to knock the ball away potentially once it gets there. He never locates the football.
Number 1.
You know, the ultimate no-no for a corner. Then he just starts moving those arms like crazy. Ball being underthrown. We see it all the time in college football. The corners on islands lose the football. Ball's underthrown. Receiver comes back.
You okay with that call, Bill Lamagna?
Yes, sir. Not playing the ball, and he's right in him with contact.
Moves the ball to the 31. 5th penalty on the Huskies. Irving, he's fresh. He's back in the game. They fake it to him. He picks up the blitz for a time, but then Ulofoshio got him. Eddie Ulofoshio from the linebacker position. And finally, we got a sack today.
Ulofoshio is right here. You talked about it, Chris. The pressure that they're trying to bring. Bo Nix has been running the football quite a bit. Not a great effort from Bucky Irving, who's overmatched there. Ulofoshio, keep in mind, this guy is 6'1", 236. Former walk-on, injured a lot in 21 and 22. Putting it all together this year with a leader of this defense.
He gets sacks with his eyes and his head, right? He's the guy that's in at 5 a.m. They say the most prepared guy on the Husky football team. Irving just ran through a tackle. Guy tried to grab him by the jersey. He shows the power.
He did. He said, okay, I got to get better in pass pro, but put that ball in my hands. I got a feel for this. I know what to do here.
Big ZTF could not grab a hold of him, and now sets up a 3rd and 9 for Knicks. They're in fringe field goal range.
And it feels like they're in that 4-down territory, the way this game's going back and forth.
It was a 2-back look. Now they motion empty.
It's always dangerous with the quarterback draw here, too.
And good call, coach. They were ready for it. Ducked under, had a long way to go. Couldn't get the 9. Waylon Goforth got him to the ground, and looks like we'll have a field goal attempt.
QB counter. I think if they're just trying to get 6 or 7 yards, give them at least an option there. Maybe 4th and 2, 4th and 3. Then maybe you think about it, but give Washington credit. Able to sniff that out. I don't think they were expecting what we were expecting.
Cam Lewis, very solid. As we said, super experienced kicker. 75% for his career. This from 46 yards. Gets it up and drives it through. So Lewis, first field goal kick today, cuts the lead to 4. 2:04 to play before halftime, and we'll hear from Kevin Nagandi. Hey, Kevin.
Chris, how you doing? State Farm halftime report minutes away. Dan Orlovsky, Booger Mc.
Kevin, thank you. Good stuff, guys. Yeah, it's I don't want to say it's easy from afar, sitting at a desk, to say what the defense should do. Man, is it challenging out here.
It is. Chris, I want to show you this. Bo Nix was complaining about this to the officials. He gets hit late by Muhammad, and right away look to the official. Not only a late hit, you can see Muhammad said, or rather it's Hammond, Dom Hammond saying, no, Hampton, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Bill, what did you see there?
I could support a late hit call on that, but I don't have targeting on that.
But potentially a late hit.
Could have been a late hit call. There should have been a flag.
Of course, that would have kept the drive going and settled for 3. And this kickoff will bounce out of bounds. That's kind of been a little problem for Cam Lewis. A couple out of bounds. That's why they're kind of grumbling in the Oregon section. He's done that 11 times in his career. That's a lot of out of bounds. So, 35-yard line for Penix. You don't need to give him a little extra field position.
No. Not the way this game's going. Dan Lanning, the first guy off there on the sideline, just trying to keep his spirits up. You're all right. You're all right. Because, I mean, the way this game's going, you're going to need quarterback play. You're going to need points, field goals, anything to stay in this game. Oregon doing a good job, sorry, Chris, just rotating bodies, trying to stay fresh on that defensive line.
What can they do to prevent the Huskies from stretching the lead before halftime? Penix batted down again. They've gotten hands on the football 3 times when he's been in the pocket today.
Yeah, and he's a big guy. You know, he's 6'3", but he's holding the ball a little bit long. I mean, he's got huge hands, by the way. We were kind of kidding with him when he left our meeting about how massive his hands are. He's one of these quarterbacks makes the football look like it's a pee-wee ball, but held it a little long there. Really good coverage downfield. Allowed the pressure to get in.
Uiagalelei got his hand on that one. Penix from the pocket slings it in the slot. It's Giles Jackson, who hadn't played a snap this year. He's a veteran guy, but pressing the duty here with Jalen McMillan out. He's already cut a touchdown.
Well, Kalen DeBoer yesterday in our meeting, eyes kind of lit up. He was excited to get him back. So many receivers already, but with McMillan not playing, it's great to see him playing.
Penix on the move, just flips it to the bench. A little confusion at the start of that play.
I don't know if a lot of times you see a snap like that, the center feels like he's been able to trawl him off. Good thing Penix was ready for this. Nobody else is. I mean, very, very fortunate. Center snaps that ball. It's a live ball. Now it's 4th down in their own territory. 4th and 1.
Thought he could get a free first down. It hit him in the breadbasket. You're right. That's very lucky not to be a turnover. And from their 44, DeBoer keeps the offense on the field.
And remember, they deferred, so they do get the ball to start the second half. Gutsy call here.
See if they run a play. Did wind it down to 1 on the play clock. Well, I'll tell you what, up 4 in your own territory. They've had success with the running game. This is a very interesting decision if, in fact, the board is going to call a play here.
Yeah, I mean, you almost wondered sometimes late in a half, just trying to go a hard count to try to potentially pull the defense off. This would be a real, I mean, I know they're about being bold out here, but, you know, your own 44-yard line, you get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Now you give Bo Nix a chance. You're going to end this half potentially, you know, with a nice lead, start the second half. You get the first possession. Be surprised if they go, but you never know, right?
Yeah, you never know. It could happen in a late night Friday game when you keep going for it in your own end. Don't make it. Give the opponent a short field and lose a big lead. It could happen.
Penix is out here.
I was a little wound up last night. In case you didn't think of that.
Oh, no, I went to bed. I was like, this game's in hand.
The Buffs went to bed, too. Well, they're going to run a play, apparently, unless they just try again to get the Ducks to flinch. They're going to throw for it. Penix, low throw. Could you get it? They're calling it a catch. Westover, the tight end, went down and scooped it off the turf. What an enormous play. Let's make sure he got it, huh?
Hands underneath.
Oh,
what an effort.
That is an incredible play.
It's under review. They're going to look at it, but they've got to confirm this as a catch from what we're looking at.
I mean, you talk about a swing play because he short-armed the throw. That's one of his worst throws today.
Yeah, I think he just hurried it, but he gets bailed out by Jack Westover. I mean, you're talking about a tight end. Look at all of his momentum's going towards the sideline and just throws his hands out there.
Did his arm underneath the ball control it? Because the ball came down and did touch the turf, Bill, but was that control before it hit the ground?
I've got control. I've got to confirm this one.
So control there, and then a ball hits. I don't know. Jim Northcutt has a decision to make along with Mike McKay, because if that is reversed, Oregon's going to have the ball in Washington territory. And instead of Penix trying to march to extend the lead, Oregon could take the lead before halftime. This depends on what team you're rooting for, frankly, and how you see this one.
Chris, I don't root for anybody. You know that.
No, not you. I'm saying anybody watching. If you're an Oregon fan, that clearly hit the turf. Washington fans thinking he had control.
I have control of the ball, firm control of the ball, and I've got to catch.
Westover, he's involved in that 2-point play. They threw it to him kind of on the little slant out of the wacky formation, so he's played a big role.
I want to correct something we said earlier. We said Washington gets the ball started. Actually, Oregon deferred. They get the ball to start the second half, so it makes this that much bigger.
After review, ruling on the field of a catch for first down stands is called.
You almost feel good. We don't care who wins, but Westover's effort there is rewarded. That is a special catch for anybody, much less a tight end.
Yeah, we're seeing some great individual efforts, and it's a rivalry game, so much at stake. And this rivalry never had both teams ranked in the top 10. I mean, it means everything to these guys every year, let alone this year. So, heck of a job. Westover makes a big play in this game. Gutsy call by Kalen DeBoer to go for that in his own territory.
It was. Penix steps up, and as he escapes, he's going to throw the ball. Was he down before he let it go? Brandon Dorlus brought the heavy pressure. Being ruled incomplete, but they're checking to see if he was down.
Yeah, it looks like his knee might be down. Dorlus, yeah, he's down. Dorlus, and they're out of timeouts, by the way. Dorlus is a guy that's been around for a long time, but he gets help from the coverage downfield. Going to get him for intentional grounding. Late call, the flag just came down.
I think his knee was down. It would be a sack, not intentional grounding based on that.
Right.
Second down.
Bill, would they review that to see if a sack, because it makes a difference in the yardage?
If he gets a sack, then it's going to be right at that spot.
Yeah.
If it's intentional grounding, it's a spot foul. So the location's going to be the same. The difference is going to be if you go with the grounding, you've also got, because we're under a minute,
10-second runoff.
10-second runoff potentials.
Haven't got the explanation from Mike McCabe yet. But place the ball back down at the 39. They haven't run 10 seconds off.
Now, we saw his knee down. I mean, it's
1
sack.
yard line.
Yeah.
Second down.
Yeah, that's it. They're going to give Dorlus the sack.
That's one of those speedy reviews that they do without it coming.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go back to a clock.
Looked like the proper call. Good point, though, Kirk. The Huskies don't have a timeout here, which would be useful in this kind of situation, even as fast as Penix to move the ball downfield.
Great coverage these last couple plays from the Ducks' second and third levels. Just no one open.
Ryan Grubb, he's the play caller for the Huskies. Let's see, but he's got dialed up here. Ducks rush 4. Penix sideline route, intercepted. Odunze cut in, and he threw it right to Jaleel Florence. So a turnover sets up Oregon with 55 seconds to play.
That's exactly right. They motioned him out, and he actually loses his balance at the top of the route, falls down. See how he falls down, but I think he was working inside anyway. So the first time we've seen a miscommunication here, Odunze loses his balance, ball's thrown to the outside. Heck of a job of recognizing ball in the air, looking back at the quarterback by Jaleel Florence, comes up with a critical turnover here at the end of the first half.
Just the 3rd pick thrown this season by Penix, and now Nix from the 49. Ducks do have 2 timeouts to work with. Nix rolls and fires into traffic. Tried to squeeze it in there to Franklin and Muhammad. It's been a good battle today. Broke it up. Risky.
Very risky. Bo Nix taking advantage of this trying to take advantage of this opportunity, trying to get some points here and then start that second half with that possession.
Not that many people have successfully tried Jabbar Muhammad. 1.8 yard per attempt. When you target his guy, that is a tremendous stat for a defender. Nix from the pocket, delivers, and time Franklin escapes the tackle and skips out of bounds at the 43.
Good effort to get out of bounds there. Thought he might be brought down in bounds by Muhammad. They have the 2 timeouts, able to secure still those 2 timeouts. 42 seconds with a couple timeouts in college football. A lot of time with Bo Nix and his system.
Sure is. They do need 2 here on 3rd. Each offense 3 for 5 so far on 3rd down. It's good efficiency. Irving, first down and more. Barrels down to the 32. See if they spend a timeout. The clock will begin to tick very soon after they set the chains here.
I go back to that previous play. The job and the effort by Franklin to get those extra yards allows you to run the football.
It's Nix looking to run, pumps over the middle, catch made. Tez Johnson dragged down, first and goal. Didn't take him long at all. They still have the 2 timeouts, and they'll spend one right here.
Bo Nix improvises as well as any quarterback we've seen this year. So comfortable in that. Washington makes a mistake of getting upfield and allows him to step under and then outside to locate his receiver. Tez Johnson steps up, and then watch Tez Johnson. Look at that opening right there, and he already locates where he wants to go with the football. Right there, puts it where he can make a play and outrun the defenders. So just like that, Oregon, the 10-yard line, with a chance to come up with a touchdown here at the end of the first half.
2 elite quarterbacks do it differently, don't they? You're going to find Penix in the pocket almost all the time. Rarely does he throw the ball on the move. Nix, as you said, creates on the move beautifully.
Yeah, and you know, this red zone area, if you go back to last year, red zone was critical for both teams. You know, Penix had the interception at the goal line. Bo Nix fumbled at the 1-yard line. Today, they've been flawless in this red zone area.
Ducks trying to make it 3 for 3 touchdowns down here. Still have the 1 timeout. Long throw to the end zone, broken up. He tried to get it up over top Elijah Jackson, who was covering Holden.
Boy, Holden has come a long way from his days at Alabama, kind of a a possession receiver in Tuscaloosa. Now they try to get him isolated one-on-one to the field where he can make a play. Couldn't quite get the right hand up there. Pretty good effort by Jackson. That's a tough play to make as a corner.
Beaten a couple times for touchdowns in the win over Arizona the last game. Nix, another throw to the far side. It's caught. Tez Johnson grabbed it. Boy, hunting down an interception was Michelle Powell.
Dangerous throw. Dangerous throw out into the flat. Just a beat late, too. I thought there was a potential that Powell might step in front of that. But give Bo Nix credit. What a strong throw to the outside.
Interesting strategy, Kirk. Now down to 10 seconds. They still have the one timeout. They could try to run it. Huskies just now getting the 11th defender on the field. Nix, low throw. They couldn't take advantage of the confusion there on the Washington defense. Thaddeus Dixon, the corner, came running in very late.
Yeah, and I think Bo Nix, when he got rushed out of the pocket, I think he just rushed it. He tried to get rid of the ball so quickly that he lost the accuracy and just flipped it out there for an errant throw.
How about this? No field goal attempt to cut the lead to 1. Try to take the lead before halftime. 2 tight end look for the Ducks. Nix on the move, directing traffic, lobs to the end zone, heavy traffic, broken up, and the Huskies get a 4th down stop. Man, there was a lot of folks down there in that part of the end zone.
How about Bo Nix trying to communicate with his receiver to work to the back of the end zone? Troy Franklin just did not, he was unable to do so. He's working right here. You see his hands. He's trying to say, hey, man, work, get to the back of the end zone. But look at that tight coverage. So now that's where he wanted to go with the ball. By the time he reacts, he just throws it back. He's got linemen downfield. The whole thing was a mess.
They had 9 dudes in that corner of the end zone. Holly has Dan Lanning.
Well, Coach, that decision right there to go for it in that moment, what were you thinking there?
We're an aggressive team. We're going to go play to win the game, right? We got an opportunity to get a touchdown. We know that's a big swing for us.
You guys have been back and forth. This feels like a heavyweight fight out here. How have your kids managed the emotion and all of the excitement here?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a fight. They're a great team. We got to go out there and play 4 quarters.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it, Holly.
It's going to take 4 quarters indeed. First half of this game, kind of like the second half of last year's game. 4 lead changes. Huskies lead at 22-18. The State Farm halftime report is coming up. Ready for these messages. Kevin on the gas.
You're watching Tailgate Week, presented by
Avocados from Mexico.
Get the guacamole and the chips ready. Ready for the second half here. Hope you're having as much fun as we are. ESPN's college football on ABC in the afternoon. This presentation of the Pac-12 on ESPN. Part of Avocados from Mexico Tailgate Week. Ducks get the ball to begin the second half. Kirk, this has been as advertised, a showdown of 2 really good offenses. Total perfect balance for the Ducks in the first half. 20 rush, 20 pass. The total yards almost dead even. 115 to 116.
I think a lot of people were talking at halftime about what you and I were talking about, that decision. We'll talk more about that. But the reason Oregon's hanging in on the road is Bo Nix. His ability to create has been on display. He's shown that since he was a freshman at Auburn. Here, the awareness, knowing exactly where he needed to go in the effort with the stretch. Here again, he's looking backside, doesn't give up on the play, eventually finds Herbert for a touchdown. So what a first half, and a good job of mix and run with play action and his imprint. When he gets outside of the pocket, he's averaging 11 yards attempt.
Neither defense has forced a punt since early in the first quarter. The Ducks have the 1 takeaway. Huskies got their first stop when an opponent had a goal-to-go situation all year at the end of the half. Opponents have been 7 for 7 coming in. Talked about Will Stein, the play caller from ex-Louisville quarterback. That's what he's dialed up so far.
Pretty good. That's pretty good balance.
Pretty hard to stop. Irving getting close to 100 yards, has 91 now. Nix in the pump fake, throws a slant, and the catch is made short of the marker. Troy Franklin really hasn't gotten loose for a big play yet.
Not yet. Yeah, I think, again, Dan Lanning's decision there at the end of the first half. You could say, why not take the 3 points, get it to 22-21. You start the second half with a football. And logically, you could make that debate and argument. You could also make a really strong argument that your personality, and sometimes you're sending a message to your team on the road in this environment. Guys, we packed up here to win. We're going to be aggressive. So sometimes it's not just about the decision. It's about how you're affecting your team.
Nix on the move and converts on the third down to Troy Franklin. I feel like the Huskies may have jumped offside. There wasn't a flag there, but the flag came in the backfield.
It's a hold on Cornelius, the right tackle.
Holding. Number 65 offense. 10-yard penalty. We play third down.
The Rhode Island transfer, not too many costly penalties so far for Oregon. That one certainly was. Took away the first.
Yeah, right there in front of you. Just loses his balance and then he just grabs onto the jersey. There's no way of getting away with that one right in front of the referee. Puts Bo Nix in a tough spot now. Third down and really long.
Tupola Fatui is tough to deal with. The guy they called ZTF. A lot of power and quickness off the edge. 3rd and 12 now. Huskies rush 4. Nix has plenty of time. Flips it down and is caught, but well short of the first down. It's Herbert attacked immediately by Powell, and the Huskies defense gets a stop.
Yeah, they sat back in zone and tried to get pressure with 4. He had plenty of time, but just all his options downfield are taken away. Thought he might try to sneak it into 3, the tight end Ferguson, but elected to go underneath.
Giles Jackson stepping in, finally contributing this year, has a touchdown catch already. Back to receive the punt of Ross James. High boots. Jackson comes up and makes a fair catch at the 35. Holly, what did you learn at halftime?
Well, Washington coach Kalen DeBoer said they are good up front. They're putting a ton of pressure on Michael Penix right now, something they haven't seen a lot of this year. He said they are by far the best front we have faced this season. We've got to be better. We've got to operate more quickly so that they can't get after our quarterback. He also said the last thing he said in the locker room before they came out here is we're built for this. All season long, we've been able to score, move the ball. Remember, we are built for this moment. And then he addressed the penalties. Got to be smart after the whistle.
That's a good point, Holly. Penix 0 for 4 when the Ducks have pressured him today. Very efficient when not pressured. On the run. And off to Dylan Johnson, who's been almost matching Bucky Irving yard for yard today.
They put a lot on you because of these run pass options. If you're committed to the pass, they're going to run the football. If you overload the box, they're going to get the ball out onto the edge. That time they were trying to stop those quick throws outside after motion, and so they were outnumbered at the line of scrimmage.
Pick up 6. Johnson's got it again. He's got a first down. Stutter steps right to midfield. Huskies beginning this half the way they did the first half, grinding it out on the ground.
Yeah, there's a lot of space in there, and I tell you, back-to-back plays at Parker Brailsford. The centers pulled around. They ran it to the left once, came back, ran it the same play to the right. And Brooks, or Dylan Johnson rather, again, continues to have a lot of production at that spot.
He split out to the left here on first down. Penix hesitates, tries to throw a back shoulder throw. There's an obvious pass interference. Devin Culp, the tight end, was just grabbed by Evan Williams.
He got a hold of the jersey.
Pass interference.
Never saw the ball. We've seen a lot of that. He's got some tough spots.
Automatic first down.
You know, it's easy to say, you know, what's going on here with some of these pass interference calls, but you're a safety downfield one-on-one. He never gets his head turned around and definitely grabs a hold of that jersey right there as he works back to the football.
Williams determined because his brother Bennett gave up the game-winning touchdown. Game-tying touchdown, I should say. Adunze in traffic gets down, and they'll move the 6 to the 25.
In the corner, Kyrie Jackson got hit. The linemen that were pulling out in front, I think one of them ended up taking him on. Actually, it's the safe, or the
Two
other
Ducks down, actually,
Lawrence.
Chris.
Yeah. You see Jackson down too, and the others, yeah, 2 guys down, both corners.
So as they look at both Oregon corners, we'll take a break. Kyrie Jackson, Angelo Florence, both starting Oregon corners, taken off the field, being attended to after that last play. So backups stepping in. Huskies with a first down. Johnson on the right side, knocked down.
You talk about a big drive in this game after the decision to be aggressive and go for it at the end of the first half. Get the ball to start the second half, unable to come up with points. Now Washington gets the ball. They're moving into the red zone in a 4-point game, in a game that you would assume will continue to go back and forth. Now you got your 2 starting corners out.
Will Nixon around the corner, running hard. He doesn't get many chances with how good Johnson has been, but makes the most there. It'll be 3rd and 2 now.
Nico Reed is in, a transfer from Colorado who's been in some. He stepped in, and Dante Manning is also in. So those are your 2 corners that are now in the game.
Reed, the backup star, kind of sliding to a different position here as Penix lost for the end zone. Jump ball caught. Touchdown, Odunze. And the Huskies stretch the lead.
Well, that's what you get when your corners go down. They're going to test it. You're talking about the best group of receivers collectively in the country. Michael Penix knew that they were going to take a shot, and they went to the field against 8. Manning, he's trying to use his hands. He's trying to get in position, and actually wasn't in bad position. But Odunze, like he's done all game and all year, adjusts back to the football thrown by Penix.
3 touchdowns. Michael Penix to 3 different receivers. Odunze now over 100 yards with his 7th catch.
You know, in the way they're running the football, you could sit there and say, why in the world are you leaving those corners on islands? But they've got to be concerned about that run game. So the corners in this system are on islands a lot.
And the extra point by Gross kind of bends through. And the Huskies strike to build the lead to 11 early 3rd here in Seattle. Curtis Wilson with the Allstate bus logging some miles, some ballast here to Seattle. Kirk, for your Allstate Good Hands play, I'll just look away for a moment.
Yeah, as a CU alum, you need to look away. It's been a magical season, at least early in the year for Colorado. They were up big. They're up 29-0. But Alec Iomanner, 294 in the second half alone, including that catch. Unbelievable. Stanford has really been struggling, but they get a big win last night. A lot of people probably were asleep when that game was going on.
Yeah, not me. Travis Hunter there, who came back, played 2 ways. After missing a few games, he got mossed there. He got worked over pretty good.
Yeah, entering last night, FBS teams down by 28 or more in half were 0 for 248 since 2019.
Stat.
Yeah, that's just a stat. They're now 1 in 248.
It's a setback. Holly, what do you have?
Well, guys, one corner, Kyrie Jackson, looks like he can return to this game. They have looked at him and treated him for a left shoulder issue. They've put a new girdle or brace under his uniform. They've given him his helmet back, and he looks like he can return. But in the tent still is Jalil Florence. They are looking at his right arm, collarbone, and neck area. Don't have word yet on if he'll be able to return or not.
It's good to see him get up from that hit. Both those corners went out in critical time in this game, and Penix and that Washington staff took advantage of it and got it to one of the top receivers in the country, and Odunze, who adjusted back nicely for that touchdown.
Bo Nix and the Ducks must respond here, down 11 with their defense struggling. That's been really their best weapon today. Bucky Irving gets closer to 100 yards with that 6-yard pickup.
Yeah, he has really had a big game, and I don't think you're going to see Will Stein and Bo Nix change their attack at all here with 10 minutes to go still in the 3rd quarter, down 11. It's about running the football, quick throws to the perimeter, play action, and eventually taking some shots.
Irving again makes a cut. I agree, you don't change your approach, but you better change the result, because if you give the ball back to Penix, you're going to be down perhaps 18.
Yeah,
this offense.
And they know that.
Now.
You know, they know that.
Face a 3rd and 2. Jordan James into the football game at tailback. Irving is out.
Place is coming alive now.
Sure is. The students, that left end zone breathing down the neck of Nix. And up straight, up the middle. That's a first down as Jordan James steps in for Irving and makes a crucial conversion.
And the left side of that offensive line, looks like we got a man down. Trice, or actually, that's ZTF, the other end on the other side. Look at the left side of that offensive line. Critical time, 3rd and short. Washington knows you're going to run it. They just collapse that side of the line of scrimmage.
ZTF, as they call him, is trying to make the tackle. James just hard hitting from the start. The tempo, and as the wear and tear builds up, this is what we see a lot in rivalry games. He looks to be in some distress.
One of the cool things about our jobs is sitting down in the production meetings. What an impressive guy he is. Sharp, you know, forget football. I mean,
Absolutely.
just a guy you want to sit down and hang out with. And
grimacing there. He's a guy that he was an All-American in that short COVID season.
did.
Before his Achilles had to work his way all the way back.
7 sacks in 4 games.
Yeah.
In the Achilles in 21. But yeah, he wants to get into sports broadcasting. See a future. If that's what he decides to do. He'd be a natural.
He's hoping he can go back in. Looks like they're looking at that right shoulder. So Ducks on the move. First down. Irving back in the football game. They fake it to him. Nick scanning downfield, backpedaling, and now checks it to Bucky. He sidesteps one tackle, knocked down after a short gain.
And they showed pressure and then ended up sitting back into zone, and that looked like maybe a screen, but it wasn't. He's just checking that ball down to Irving. Everybody downfield is taken away, but they did go to a 1st and 10 pass. We've been seeing a lot of runs on 1st and 10. Washington's defense, man, they're flying around with this lead.
Irving in the flat. Eludes one tackler as he always seems to. Stiff arm, knocked out hard right near the first down marker. One guy very rarely gets him down.
No, and again, that's what you have to do, right? You're going to bring the blitz. It potentially affects him, but you got to make that play. That's what they emphasize these last 2 weeks, are tackling in space. We got some confusion with Washington. They don't know whether they should be on or off. They got 11.
And the Ducks try the running game again. That time Irving going to be dragged down from behind there by Powell. Missed tackles were a problem against this Oregon offense a year ago, way more than they usually have. Irving will do that to you.
He's up to 17 carries now, over 100 yards, and they'll bring in James. And, you know, you think about him bouncing a lot, those jump cuts left to right, which he does, but he's tough to bring down with that. Kind of has that low center of gravity with strong lower half. Here they come again.
Next pump fake into the secondary. Ferguson was turned loose a bit, and he's got the gain to the Husky 25.
That's really good maturity. Bo Nix knew that pressure was coming off to his right, so little stock block, no one there. Just put it behind the corner in front of the safety against this zone defense.
19-yard gain, running on first down. This is James into heavy traffic. So Tupuola Fatui over the sideline, grimacing, wanting to get back in there. He's an impact player on the edge. College game day off to Columbus.
Huge one.
Nittany Lions and Buckeyes. Penn State believing they are the best team in the Big Ten. Michigan making a strong case too.
What a scene this morning at 6 a.m. local here in Seattle. They were fired up.
2nd and 9. Nix. Irving makes the catch again, eludes the first tackler. Almost no success getting him to the ground with the first guy tackled right near the first down marker.
Yeah, it's one thing to emphasize it. It's another thing to actually have to go out there and do it. You know, this young man is so valuable to this offense every week, but especially right now with it. They're backed into a corner. They got to rely on him to make people miss and make plays. I love how they're keeping him fresh, though. They're sprinkling in Jordan James just enough to keep Zero healthy and feeling good with those fresh legs, that we can make plays like that to get first downs.
Irving is given a name as Marquise. He goes by Bucky because that's who his dad gave him that nickname. Nix on the move. Gets the ball to Tez Johnson. He lost his dad when he was just 2 years old. He's been a real survivor, Bucky Irving. What a story of resilience. Just found a football family in Minnesota and then came here to Oregon kind of for a fresh start.
Yeah, it's worked out really well for him. That one of the most beloved players on the team. Everybody appreciates his approach, his mentality, part of this family, and how hard he works. It's nice to see him be rewarded on Saturdays.
This offense wouldn't be nearly as effective without him. They lost some high-quality running backs, Oregon did, when Irving arrived from Minnesota. He's got the football again, and he's knocked down. That's a heck of a tackle. That time, Asa Turner, one of those backup safeties, wasn't having it.
No, and they're getting more and more involved when he starts to get, the quarterback turns to go to that zone read look. These safeties are starting to fly down to try to get numbers, to try to leverage the football against Irving.
Turner broke his hand, missed a couple games. Back in the fray here and making a nice play to set up a 3rd and 6. 3 tight ends in the ballgame for Oregon. James is the back. James has it, but he doesn't have first down yardage. They try to power run. Another 4th down.
Here we go again. Went for it at the end of the first half. Walked off with Holly Rowe and said, hey, we're here to win. We're here to be aggressive. Here he is again with a chip shot field goal attempt to try to cut into the lead or go for it and be aggressive.
Difference is now, Kirk, he's down 11.
Yep. You can make it a 1-possession game if you opt to, but he's going to do what he did in the end of the first half.
Yeah, this situation's been a real weakness of this Husky defense coming into this game. Didn't have a single goal-to-go stop, trying to make it back-to-back.
He's got the one-on-one matchup up top if he wants to take a chance.
First down at the 5 is what they need. Throw instead inside the 5. It's low. It's incomplete. Didn't quite get it. Elijah Jackson was in coverage against Franklin. Huskies get another turnover on downs.
The ball is thrown low and away, and that right arm by Jackson getting in there. Great location to put this football low and away, and actually got through. Went through the arms there of Franklin.
Huskies take over, up 11. It's a beautiful day in Seattle. Goodyear providing the aerial coverage. Road tested and game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Huskies with another 4th down stop. They've stopped Oregon drives at the 3 and the 8-yard line. Penix looking to throw from his end zone, launching downfield. Odunze couldn't quite get it. Running with him in coverage was one of the backup corners, Bridges.
They beat Manning 8 for that touchdown. Remember, both Florence and Jackson went out, so we saw Manning come in and Reed. Now Jackson's back in the lineup, and they go to Bridges, who's got great length himself at 6'3", but right away, they go right after him. Talk about awareness to personnel.
Talk about getting pressed into duty and trying to cover a dude who's going to be a problem in the NFL next year.
He's an NFL receiver playing college football.
You see guys like that on Thursdays. Penix on 2nd and 10, pressured, gets it off, and that's Giles Jackson has been active participant today, forced out by Bridges, and now it's 3rd and 6.
And they stack those receivers into the boundary. Oregon sitting back, playing zone, trying to keep it in front and rally to the football, which they do. Sets up a big 3rd down for both these teams right here, with it concerned where the ball is.
Sure is. Ducks defense a chance to get the offense the football right back.
Washington kind of that hard count, hard clap, I should say. They get the look at what Oregon's doing. Now Oregon's checking with Washington to get out of whatever look Washington thought they were in.
Polk switched sides. Johnson came back into the backfield. 4-man rush. Penix has time. Long throw over the head of Jackson, who had kind of broken it off, and the Ducks do get a stop.
Yeah, and give Tosh Lapoy a lot of credit here. They showed pressure. That's what Penix ends up seeing. So they make their adjustment. So then Oregon says, okay, we're gonna show that pressure. Then we're gonna drop out of it, and we're gonna play zone. So Penix expecting those backers to come. They end up dropping out, soft zone, and all he could do was throw that ball away. So the cat and mouse game that time favors LaPointe and Oregon.
Jack McAllister to punt it away. It's a low boot. Tez Johnson watches it bounce in front of him, and it actually bounced off one of the coverage men and out of bounds. They'll spot the ball right near midfield. Now a quick word from Cheez-It.
I'm RG3Z. See you next time. Hey, who changed my name to RG3Z?
Me? It's a great combo. Like college football and Cheez-It. You like?
You cheddar believe it.
And how will college football fans feel?
They're gonna be feeling the cheesiest!
Woo!
Bo Nix trots back out. Remember before the game, Jeff Bassett said, we'll get that ball back for you. That was an important moment for Oregon.
Yeah, and I think that had a lot to do with why you see Dan Lanning go for that. Puts Washington's offense deep in their own territory. You get the 3 and out. Now you start at midfield here for Bo Nix.
Punt not very good, just 38 yards. And Nix to Tez Johnson. It's a block around the edge. It was Herbert out there throwing a block. Holly, what do you have on ZTF?
Well, Zion Tupu-Olafetuai is over on the sideline right now. He was trying to see if this right shoulder was okay. He's already wearing a big harness on that shoulder. He's been doing downward dog planks, trying to get that activated. It looks like he is going to try to run back in now.
The yoga physical therapy on the sidelines there. Thank you, Holly.
Yeah.
Slant. Catch made by Franklin. It's one of the bigger impact plays that he's made today. They've kept the Ducks' top receiver pretty well in check. That was for 16.
Again, zone. Powell, who's in the flat, went out with the inside receiver that worked outside. It opened up very, very nicely. Easy throw for Nix.
4-man rush, lots of time. Launching downfield. Wide open is Franklin. Well, he waited a while to make a huge impact play, but that was it. 30 yards as the Ducks cut into this lead.
Yeah, that's an example of playing a cover 2 look, and it's easy to look at the safety because he didn't get over, but the corner does not jam the wide receiver at the line of scrimmage to slow him down. We'll give you a look here after this. Looks like a 2-point conversion attempt for Oregon.
Each offense has successfully executed a 2-point play. Ducks have gotten 4 this season. Only Baylor has equaled that number. A 5th would make it a 3-point game. Irving far to the left.
The corner.
Nix rolling to the right, throws, and it's good. Tez Johnson on a crossing route, very tough to defend, and the Ducks are back within a field goal.
There you go, just like that. Let's go back to the touchdown. And if you're a corner playing zone like this right here, you've got to jam to slow him down to give your safety time to help you over top. Watch how this unfolds here. He just does not get his hands on Franklin at all. He whiffs, and by missing, Nix is able to get the ball behind that safety. So it's easy again to look at the safety and say, why didn't Hampton get over? But the miss right there by the corner is what allows that play to unfold for Oregon. Good recognition, great accuracy by Bo Nix. Said, man, you got to help me out, man. You got to help me out.
Had great field position, Kirk, from midfield. It took 52 seconds to score. And here's Johnson, just very, very tough for a defender to stay with him on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Both these defenses were being tested. I mean, you imagine what this fourth quarter is going to be like. Minute 36 to go here in the third. Just when you think Oregon's on the canvas and are they going to be able to get up, they go for the conversion. They don't get it. Defense does their job. Great field position at the 50. Go right down and put a touchdown on the board and a 2-pointer. In the blink of an eye, they're down 3.
Ducks have run 16 more plays today, and they've run 27 plays in Husky territory. Field has been tilted a bit that direction. If not for those 4th down stops, Washington would be behind at this point. And it'll be a touchback. Kind of a haunting image here in the crowd today. That's character they call Slappy. New series Goosebumps. Streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus.
Slappy's everywhere here in Seattle. Saw him this morning too.
He's locked in on the game. It's an intense look. All right, Michael Penix Jr. and the Huskies back to work now, only up 3.
Cool shot there to see Penix kind of dapping everybody up before this drive, trying to provide that leadership.
He's been so strong in the department here in Seattle. Pressure off the edge, gets it out. That's a smart quarterback, right? Dylan Johnson just released to the area where the corner blitz came. Easy yards.
Yeah, you see that blitz, you know you had an outlet, and this time it's Johnson just right out of the backfield. Long way for the linebacker to get out there to make a play on it. Talk so much about Bucky Irving. Want to continue to talk about Dylan Johnson and what he's meant today to Penix in this Washington attack. Again, 6 yards of carry, involved in the pass game too.
Second down, Penix launching downfield. Another one of those 50-50 balls. They tested Bridges again with Odunze.
Man, I tell you what, it's not. You talk about a tough assignment for any corner in the country. You're going to come in because the starting corner Florence is out. He's had a rough day against Odunze. Anybody would. In the first couple plays you're out there, they're taking you downfield vertically, and you're holding up stride for stride.
Penix not really his best throw. Didn't give his receiver a chance to make a play.
Good coverage.
3rd and 5. Polk motions across. Penix has plenty of time. Slings it incomplete. Again, he was trying to find Odunze against Bridges, and he held up again. Kirk, 4th down.
He sure did. Man-to-man coverage across the board. I think he wanted to get the ball to Polk, who's in motion, who's going against that safety. You see how he looks right, but there's nobody open. Tight coverage as they continue to mix zone with man, trying to create hesitation for Michael Penix.
Bridges again in for Jalil Florence. He's a long corner, 6'3", long arms. They got a few of them on that Oregon roster.
Yep. He's holding his own so far.
Tez Johnson to receive the punt from McAllister, and he backs up and makes a fair catch at the 20. Final minute of the 3rd quarter. Ducks back to work down by 3. Tuesday on ESPN, NHL doubleheader. The Lightning visit the Sabres in Buffalo. And 10 Eastern time, the Kraken from downtown Seattle will host the beloved Avalanche. I'm at
Beloved.
3 miles south of here. Both games on the ESPN.
For some, right?
I speak only for myself.
Have you seen Connor Bedard yet?
Yeah, he looks about 14, doesn't he? But
how much fun is he to watch, though? The hands and his stick, I mean, he is incredible.
18-year-old Blackhawks phenom. 50-yard punt, and now Nick's right back to work. Terrence Ferguson, only a 2-yard gain. Tackle made by Elijah Jackson, who's having a terrific afternoon. It's really good to see the veteran leadership of these quarterbacks. Nick's start number 53. Nothing he hasn't really seen or experienced directing the offense. Give it to James. Bouncing out near the 30. Brought down by Trice. It'll be 3rd and short. The final play of the 3rd quarter. The Ducks trying to make up a 3-point deficit. What more could you ask for in this bitter rivalry? End of 3 in Seattle. Ducks and Huskies battling. Back after this message to the word from your local ABC station. Crowd singing along to Purple Rain at the end of the 3rd quarter. Student section here is legit. Taco Bell Live Más Student Section of the Year. Huskies a contender. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. The All-State Playoff Predictor taking a look at what percentage of the chances each of the Power 5 conferences have of sending a team to the playoff. Remember, for the Pac-12, it's been a drought. These are the only 2 programs that have been to the playoff in the CFP era, but last 6 seasons have been empty. After they made it 2 of the first 3, 70% this year is the best they've had. Just the sheer multitude of teams up there.
And as we sit here at the halfway point, you look at all 5 of these conferences, you could really see teams navigating their way through and potentially having a shot. Somebody could be left out that's deserving of being in there.
Florida State fans saying, wait a second, what about us?
Oh, yeah.
They're undefeated in the ACC,
sure.
not given
North
a good
Carolina.
chance. Yeah.
Yeah, they're undefeated.
Here we go. First play, final quarter. James off the left side breaks a tackle, and he's brought down at the 37 after Bikilanen. Holly?
Well, both teams are coming off a bye week, but Dan Lanning of Oregon decided it was going to be a work week. He actually got a hold of the Washington schedule and noticed they were only in shells one day. His guys were in pads 3 days. He said, I challenged each guy to work and get better at one thing. For Bo Nix, it's timing on deep throws downfield. For Bucky, it's his feet in the hole. They wanted to work. We'll see if it pays off in the fourth.
There's Nix on the move and launching downfield. Franklin's got it, and he's dragged down inside the 15. Deep ball, he beat Elijah Jackson that time. The Ducks sprinting down to play fast.
Those safeties are starting to creep down. There's no play action, but they're occupied by the tight ends. Creates one-on-one on the outside. Bo Nix is as comfortable and maybe more so out on the edge, out on the perimeter, throwing on the run as he is in the pocket. Delivers a perfect strike for the big gain.
They don't create nearly as many big downfield strikes as the Huskies, but that 49-yarder sets them up with a chance to claim the lead right now. Noisiest part of the stadium for visitors. Irving drives forward for about 3.
That left side doing a good job of point of attack, getting a good push. I'll throw Herbert in there. Patrick Herbert doing a good job helping seal that edge.
Nix in rhythm now, Kirk, in that third quarter. 11 of 12. And the touchdown for 104 yards, picking right back up at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Remember, they've been down in the red zone 4 times today, only the 2 touchdowns.
Irving out. James is the back. He's got it. Stutter step. Backing up, barreling all the way to the end zone. Jordan James would not be denied, and the Ducks claim the lead.
Again, Bucky Irving, right? Talk a lot about Bucky Irving, and he's great. I told Chris in the first quarter, seen this kid play since high school, and this is who he is. Jordan James is a physical runner. Goes through 2 or 3, and then finally a 4th Washington Husky defender to finish that play off and get into the end zone.
So the Ducks from 11 down have now claimed a 33-29 lead. 10-yard run. Ducks ground game physical and effective today. Now it's Pennick's turn. The rankings brought to you by AT&T 5G. No trouble for the teams at the top of the poll. 4 routes, and Penn State just clobbering UMass. This is the battle of the day here in Seattle. First time ever these programs have collided as top 10, and no one disappointed. Now Penix and the Huskies will have to answer. They were up 11 not too long ago. This Ducks team might be wearing the eggshell uniforms, but there's nothing fragile about them. Bernard escapes, gets a block. Jeremy Bernard knocked down near the 40, so good field position for Penix. That's the first real long return of the day. Cole Martin made the tackle.
Just want to go back to the end of the first half when Oregon went for it, and a lot of people thought Dan Lanning should have kicked a field goal, and then he got another red zone opportunity when they got the ball back in the second half. Decided to go for it. Didn't make either one. We talked about how it was maybe it wasn't logically the best decision, but it fit his approach to come into Husky Stadium, an aggressive mindset. He knew that he had time. He knew he could keep his team engaged in being the aggressor, and right now it's paying off for him, keeping him thinking and attacking in that manner.
Effective 4th down conversion in the drive. They've been very successful when gambling, going for it. Husky Jeremy Bernard, who made the return, is down on one knee. Made his way back to the huddle, but then went down to that one knee position. And already down Jalen McMillan, who returned to the offense. As Holly said, he was a big part of the game plan. Looks like he may have re-aggravated the leg injury. Bernard, he could play in the slot, stepping in.
Giles Jackson and Polk and Odunze.
32-yard return by Bernard is being helped off. There's McMillan. Sets up Huskies with their best field position today. When the Ducks amping up the aggression, Kirk.
Yeah.
After halftime.
Absolutely. Remember about Penix. I know these last couple drives haven't gone his way, but he's very comfortable in these competitive games. We're not to this point yet, but just to let you know, he's got 3 career game-winning drives, including last year in Eugene.
On the edge, Johnson strung out and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Those eggshell uniforms swarming him. Bridges got there off the corner.
Yeah, this time they do a better job of keeping the edge to the defense and flying to the football. Jeffrey Bassa, who's the leader, see how quickly he reacted, takes on that big offensive lineman, and then the rest of the defense is able to run to the football. Talk about Bridges in coverage 11, the backup corner in the game, that time involved in run support.
Huskies behind the 6 on 2nd down. Play fake. Penix looking downfield, fires across the middle, and the catch is made by Jalen Polk right near the marker. They'll move the 6 at midfield.
Now this attacking the linebackers in coverage right here. Tight. You'll see a receiver go here. Watch the backer clear out with him. And when you clear those linebackers out, look at that throwing lane. And again, he's throwing darts back there when he sets his feet.
Odunze and Polk have combined for 180 receiving yards today. Jackson chipping in 50 and a touchdown. Johnson patiently picks his way to the edge, takes a big shot after a 2-yard gain. Pass on the stop.
Yeah, I was going to say about Bass. We talked about how he's become a real leader for this defense and the communicator. He's been tested today in a big way, but his story is amazing. You go way back when he was a young player, he's a safety. 195 pounds, had a hard time putting weight on. I know you, Chris, you had a chance this week to catch up with him too, and him to be from 195 up to 220 now playing in there where those big boys are, testament to his resolve and just his want to be in that spot.
Fanciest dresser on the team. He wants to have a career in fashion when he's done with football. Penix delivers a throw. Polk was in the area. The throw very much affected by Bassa on the pressure there.
Yeah, dialing it up, continuing to be aggressive, true to who they are. Betcher also in there. So kind of a delayed blitz. Like I've always heard referred to as a green dog blitz, kind of looking to field at the running back, but both backers got in there.
All of a sudden, it's the Huskies feeling some urgency on 3rd and 8. Penix certainly hasn't looked totally comfortable after halftime, has he? I don't know if he's
not
a shot. He didn't quite look comfortable on the bench. And the Ducks had the ball the last time. Pressure again. Hit as he throws, but the catch is made for a 1st down. And Polk, clutch. Penix doesn't look 100%. He goes down to his knees. Johnson pressured him and hit him hard, but he played through that.
Yeah, and they brought both the backers and then dropped one and then off to the left right as he releases that football. Tysheem Johnson hits him, but he had enough on it to get it there for that 1st down.
This is Penix showing some toughness. It's a 4-man rush, launching to the edge, and once again it's Bridges in coverage. This time he'll draw a flag intended for Polk. He's been tested and come up big so far.
Pass interference, number 11 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
And they keep
like the call.
Yeah, they keep going after the corner who's in there for Florence. You know, it almost looks like he's not involved in the play, and I guess, Bill, the only thing is it because he didn't find the ball. He's pushing there. If you go frame by frame, you could see something on any play, but the contact looked like it was very late.
He had the one hand up on the front of the jersey, and they might have called that for a restriction.
Oof. Moves the ball to the 20. Penix, I think he's still gritting his teeth. He's been hit more than he's used to being hit.
Yeah, even when he gets the ball off, he's getting pounded.
And he'll take a timeout. Play clock was winding down as he looked to try to come up under center. So Washington spends one on the march here. Ducks up by 4. Goodyear giving us these beautiful aerial pictures, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Those boats that are parked down there, right to the bottom of your screen. That's where I was. I was hanging out a little bit before the game there. The Miles family and the big dog boat. Great tailgating scene. I behaved myself, but it's a fun place to be. It really is.
You get any food down there?
I did not. It was a quick visit. We had business.
Yeah, I got you.
More business tonight on ABC. Big one in the ACC. It's one of the biggest games of the year in that conference, even though the Canes slipped up the last game. Drake May and the Tar Heels ranked number 12. What was the game day consensus on that game?
It's a mindset game. Miami, after last week, everybody talked about they should have taken a knee, whatever the case. The bottom line is they lost a game. Everybody questioned it. They got to come in ready to go.
It's a hit on Penix. Driven to the ground there. I think by Tysheem Johnson. I think he's been dealing with something and grimacing a lot. Trying to manage this pain in the drive. Got a first down at the 20. Rarely is being under center today. You pitch it to Johnson, who makes a cut. And couldn't quite get the edge. That was Bridges in space making a nice play.
Yeah, I mean, Bridges is continuing to make plays. They test him downfield. I know he had the one pass interference call, but matched up a lot of times man-to-man against Dudze back into the boundary. Now matched up with Jalen Polk. But that time, good job in making a play in space. It's the running game at Dylan Johnson.
Fresh bodies for Oregon. Let's see if they test him again. It is Polk off to the left. Dunze goes in motion, and he's muscled out of bounds. Incomplete. Brandon Dorless came in off the edge. Third down.
So this gives you an example how they move Dunze. I know it didn't work out, but he's lined up here trying to hide him. You motion him. Look who follows him. Not a corner. Safety comes down. Look where he wants to go right away. Just doesn't have any room to work back into the boundary. No space, but very favorable matchup. One of the best receivers in the country against Evan Williams, a safety who's really never asked to be in man-to-man.
Need 6 on third. Whereas Kalen DeBoer will have a decision to make. Penix from the pocket, lofting to the end zone. Over the outstretched hands of Giles Jackson, who had a step. Penix was knocked down at the throw.
You know, they didn't bring pressure. They brought a late blitz, but Penix gets hit again. He waited to the last possible second as that pocket collapsed around him, and then he put it up into the air as high as looking. Wait, gets hit both in the front and the back, puts it up into the air, and Jackson unable, just misses coming down with that one.
Amuvai and Purchase sandwiched him. No field goal attempt. Need 6 to keep this threat alive. Pressure comes. Penix delivers. Caught. First down and goal. Giles Jackson coming up huge in his welcome back game.
Yeah, he's stacked up. Has some space to work. He gets behind Polk. And at the top of his route, he gets really good separation from Johnson to nickel.
8 on 4th and 6. Can they punch it in to claim the lead? Johnson picks his way, takes a shot, leans, and scores. Well, this way they're going to spot him short. They spotted him short. I thought he had enough to lean across. Don't rule it a touchdown.
Chris, I'm with you. He hits the safety, Evan Williams, right there. Keeps moving those legs and then extend. Oh, the ball comes out.
Oh,
so he is short. He is short.
He was poised to score, but the ball came out and hit the ground. He fell on that just short of the goal line. Good job by the officials there.
Well, we saw Jordan James for Oregon have a similar run where he punched it in and got into the end zone. And this time, Dylan Johnson, you can see there's Penix again, kind of grabbing his midsection.
Replay is taking a look at it just to confirm it.
Look at the progressive pylon cam here, just to be sure. He's fortunate the ball bounced right back up.
He's going to stretch across, and then before he could reach the ball, he got punched loose.
Knees up, ball's out.
Here's the interesting thing on the call, though. As he recovered the ball, when does he get firm control of the ball?
Oh,
if that ball still slid forward and then he gets control, it's a possibility we have a touchdown.
Oh, here you go, Billy, right here. This is a good one for you. What do you think?
We're going to see the ball start to roll up. Now, there it looks like he's got firm control.
Yeah, I think they're going to mark it short.
By the way, how about Steven Seven punching that ball loose at the half-yard line?
Great effort.
Sure was. Last-ditch effort.
Penix, you could see as he walked over to consult. They review this. It's not a timeout taken. He's dealing with stuff. This is just Michael Penix, who's been dealing with injuries his whole career at Indiana. Comes here, he stayed relatively healthy. His toughness is unquestioned, and it is being put on display in this game today.
Anybody who knows how to deal with injuries, it's Michael Penix. The 2 ACLs, the shoulder problems that he's had, and healthy today, but playing through some pain.
Dylan Johnson right at 100 yards for the day with that carry. His first career 100-yard game. Football length away from the lead here. Washington with 3 tight ends in the game. Would not bet against number 7 getting the football. It's a wildcat look. It is him getting direct snap, but they're ready for Johnson. He'll lose a yard. It's 3rd down.
That looked like Brandon Dorless to me, able to use his quickness to be able to get some penetration.
The ex-Husky Kentucky Tamani was right there side by side with him.
Right here, look at this penetration, able to shoot through those gaps. So one thing when you go Wildcat, you become much more predictable.
This is a tougher situation now. It's ball back at the 2-yard line. Penix under center. West over the tight end is in the backfield. Culp in motion. Johnson on the pitch. Makes a cut, fights, takes a shot, reaches. He's short. Bridges was over there in the stop. It's 4th down. Back where they were a couple plays ago.
Tyshee Johnson, for this area 0, for a nickel back, a slot corner, he is really a physical player. Helps out trying to keep the edge, allows the rest of that defense to fly to the football, let those safeties get downhill, get off blocks.
Johnson kind of spun blindly and reached for the goal line.
He said, I don't know where I'm reaching, but I'm trying.
Here we go.
How fitting in this rivalry game, a goal line stand late like this.
And Tybo Rogers is in the ball game to the left of Penix. Rogers has it, but he stopped short. The Ducks rise up and make a stop. Taimani, the ex-Washington player, no love lost with his former teammate, says, you're not getting in there.
The right side of the offensive line collapsed down. Look at the blocks down here. Frees up the backer to be able to come off behind those blocks and make that play in the hole to deny the Huskies from getting into that end zone.
Biggest moment of this game so far. So much offense featured, and there's a big fella, Taki Taimani, played a couple seasons here at Washington, transferred to Oregon. He wouldn't really fraternize with his ex-teammates on the field in Autzen last year. Said, hey, Oregon, better NIL. Sorry.
Oh, boy.
He lost that game at home, trying to come up here in his first game back and return the favor.
Dan Lanning challenged his offense when they took the field and really engaged with that offensive line, just firing them up, letting them know at this point in the game it is. And the defense just stepped up. Look at that emotion right there, challenging them. They need first downs. At the very least, they need to flip the field, not give Penix great field position with 6 minutes to go here.
They've been able to lean on the ground game a lot today. Nix Carries it this time, dives forward, and he'll set up a 3rd and short at about the 10.
You know, that last play, Chris, we were looking at it to break, and I thought, boy, I don't know, Washington fans are probably going to talk about this. They're running a counter play here, and they end up running it back to the right. It's just very complex and confusing to see in a critical play, see you pull lineman left and then run without a quarterback who's much of a threat as a runner, run back to the right, and Oregon just blew that up.
It's tough too, Kirk. Tybo Rogers hadn't carried the ball all game. Got it that time for the first time. Can the Husky defense get off the field here? Ducks need 2. Big stop. Jordan James ran into a wall. They called a timeout just before it. Wow, what a moment as Lanning able to spot something and spend a timeout. So we'll do it again. 3rd and 2. You come back. Ducks trying to snap a 12-game winning streak for Washington. You saw a quick shot of Will Stein there, young offensive coordinator. Where's that camo hat? It's weird when the OC looks younger than the quarterback. Ex-quarterback at Louisville calls the game from the field. Which
34 years old. Said, you know, as a player himself in Louisville, he went through 4 offensive coordinators that allowed him to really relate to what Bo Nix has been through between Auburn and here.
They didn't like the look on that last play and thus spent a timeout. Let's see what they got here. It's Jordan James in the backfield. Nix on the roll, finds the tight end Ferguson, and they keep the drive going and can chew on some more clock.
Yeah, motioned him out to where those 2 receivers were, and in man coverage, he uses those 2 receivers as a screen to get out into the flat. Made it very tough for Washington to get out into the flat with him. So anticipated man coverage, called a man beater, used that motion pre-snap. Great execution there on a big 3rd down late in the game.
Talked about late game heroics for Penix. This is not a game-winning drive, but it symbolizes the kind of thing Nix has been able to do in his career. 7 game-winning drives between Auburn and Oregon. When earlier this year against Texas Tech, Jordan James on the carry. This is incredible clutch opportunity for him to execute here and perhaps run this game out.
Yeah, we've seen him step up. We got a lineman down from Oregon. Could be the center. Yeah, it is. Jackson Powers Johnson. Great to see. He said, "Get out of here. Do not come out here. I'll play through it."
And they did attend to him, so he's going to have to at least come out for a play.
You got to admire that he wants to stay, but he is the center, so it's a big deal.
Yapani Laulu is the backup center.
He's been playing some at guard today. He's a true freshman. Now he'll have to come in at least for a snap and play center.
Keep an eye on that lower leg, just kind of gets rolled up.
Every lineman's worst nightmare when you see that. But Chris, I think Jordan James, boy, I mean, Bucky Irving's the star, but it's pretty nice when you go from Irving to James, both averaging collectively about 6 yards a carry.
Nix as a runner hasn't been terribly effective. Had the one scramble for a 13-yard first down. There he is working with the center, is a true freshman, by the way.
Well, I mean, look at the quarterback. He's going through okay. Here's what we got here. He's showing him the technique. That's when your quarterback's like an offensive coordinator. He's been playing college so long.
Offensive line coach here.
Yeah, right. I loved his reaction when he went down. He's kind of waving everybody off.
No, you don't want to leave the game. You've worked so hard. It's been a terrific day for this Oregon offensive line. 458 total yards. They have run it right at Washington. Now you got a true freshman in a pressure position here, Kirk. Snapping the ball.
And again, yeah, he's been playing some today at guard, but now for at least a snap. We'll see how long he's out there, and let's see how the snaps are.
Big 325-pounder from Honolulu. Irving back in the game. Clock moving again. Keeper, pump fake, and he'll be dragged down near the line of scrimmage. No gain, and a third down coming up. Tuitele got him.
Tuitele with a good play there. That's a tough ask of a big man. And Jackson Powers Johnson runs out onto the field, so he's back at center.
Husky crowd doing its best to make it tough on the quarterback. 3rd and 4.
They love to get Nix out on the edge here. He's got the option as a threat, as a runner, and also a thrower. They're going to call another timeout.
Thought maybe he was just using a lot of the play clock, but there was some confusion. Another one of those crucial third down plays.
How big is this series? Dan Lanning's saying this is it, man. We got to work this clock down and try to secure victory in 4-minute offense.
How fun has this been, man? The focus coming in, rightfully so, on the two Heisman contending quarterbacks, all the playmakers. But, man, there have been some enormous moments in this game that just come down to pure physical play in the trenches.
No doubt. You know, and I think we've seen some great individual efforts by some of the running backs, the skill guys, the defense. No one really talked much about the defense coming into this game and how they could go a long way in determining who would win the football game. But we've seen some guys make some great plays and some one-on-one matchups. That was the focus really for the coaches when we met with them yesterday, was who's going to win the one-on-one matches, not just at receiver and DB, but in the line of scrimmage.
Nix directing traffic here off the timeout. There's still some confusion. He's 13 of 14 with a touchdown here in the second half. Irving joined by Johnson in the backfield. And the ball lofted down the field. Jump ball catch made by Franklin. They go to their best receiver, and he comes up huge at midfield.
Man-to-man coverage. They're pressuring, bringing blitz. They came in with an aggressive attitude. They came in with it. You know, maybe this ball was. See if he juggled this ball.
First they ruled good. He goes to the ground, and I don't see it come out. Franklin doesn't.
Oh, this is
like
the look. This is the look we're going to want to see. Right arm has the ball for now.
Currently on the field is an incomplete pass. The previous play is under replay review.
I don't see that ball move. Chris, I didn't see that ball move at all.
I didn't see him rule it incomplete. Apparently they're saying, Bill, the call on the field was incomplete. Catch made foot down, other foot down, knee down. If he's got control of the ball, that's clearly a catch.
I got a catch on it. He's got firm control. He's to the ground. Well, I saw one official give the catch signal. Yep. So another official must have called it incomplete.
And let's not lose fact that is with one arm. He just caught that ball with his right arm. Maybe the play of the game, it's third down. Washington
was pretty good too, huh?
Great. And again, the call. Oregon came in here with an aggressive mindset. They've rolled the dice, and they probably think this is what we have to do. We're going to play and coach to win the game. And with everything on the line, they put it up to their best receiver, Troy Franklin, and my man comes down with a one-handed catch for a first down.
He is extremely confident the replay is going to award him the catch that we think he made. Very quiet first half. They did a great job on the Ducks' top receiver before halftime. He only had 2 catches.
Now
Franklin's got, it's going to be his 7th catch. They've taken it off the board. It's going to be his 7th catch.
You know, he's the only one in this stadium that is as confident. I mean, he knows he caught that ball. He's like, let replay look at that one. Go ahead, fellas. Take a couple looks at that one. That's a beautiful catch.
You're right. He's been celebrating this long review here.
After
He's pretty sure.
It was determined that the receiver completed the process of making the catch.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Boy says, yeah, that's right.
First down, Oregon.
He's got it, man. What a
play.
What a call. What a throw, but especially what a catch from the veteran, Troy Franklin.
25-yard risky throw on 3rd and 4. Or you're punting the ball and you're giving it back to Penix with a chance to win it. Now Oregon can continue to work on the clock at the very least, perhaps add to the lead. You figure they'll dial the tempo way back and use the play clock here.
How's that for a second half? Pretty good. 1 incompletion.
Irving stopped for no gain. Braylon Trice got him.
Start thinking about Kalen DeBoer and his timeouts with those 2 timeouts. Remember, don't forget where this drive started. After Washington could not score at the goal line stand by Oregon. They were at their own 2. And Kalen DeBoer knew that they had to get them off the field. And if you think about Dan Lanning, we showed before this drive started, challenging that offensive line, all that emotion, used 2 of his own timeouts, basically put all the chips in the middle of the table, knowing that this series and this drive could be it for this game.
DeBoer may spend a timeout, Kirk, here if they can make a stop and force a 3rd and long. We'll see.
They'll have to.
Irving again. Nowhere to run, but he finds space anyway. Somehow squirts free, gets within a couple of yards of the 1st down. How did he do that?
Yeah, there are 2 defenders right there. I thought Hampton would make the play there. Both defenders, you talk about leveraging the football right there. You've got him, right? Lateral quickness and strength. Not only makes those 2 miss, he shakes off 2 more defenders. This guy is special. The combination of he and James together, look how he's got such great balance, great vision, patience, you name it. Should have been a 2-yard gain tops.
Indeed. We asked Lanning, what's the best thing among all the qualities you just named? He said elite, change of direction. That's something so rare, to be able to hop sideways as quick as he did and then keep the legs moving.
And when the strength to do, to make those moves and then get hit in the process and go through it.
So Penix wondering if he'll get a chance. Kalen DeBoer spends the timeout. He's got 1 remaining, but instead of 3rd and 10, which it could have been, the effort by Irving makes it 3rd and 2.
And this is the game right here. He just wants 1 more chance.
Jordan James, who's tough to tackle himself, is in the ball game. It's directing. James has it, slipped, and they stop him. He'll lose yardage. There was a little bit of confusion, Kurt, and he lost his footing on the cut.
But Ale, I think, blows this play up anyway. Watch him right here. And we haven't seen this a lot, but he's able to slip off of that block by Stephen Jones. So even if he doesn't lose his footing, give Washington credit for getting off of blocks and slipping a gap there and get into that backfield. Penetration blows that play up. So they used their last time out, and Penix, in fact, will get his hands on the football with a chance to win this game.
Really?
I think so. By the way, the Oregon.
I mean, maybe Lanning just goes for it and kills the game right here. I mean, he said we're an aggressive team.
He's been aggressive all game. You're right. But you know
the quarterback's lobbying.
I love it.
Look,
wow. He's been consistent. If nothing else, he's been consistent the entire game.
I mean, this is a longer attempt than the 3rd down was. No more timeouts from Washington. A 1st down here should do it for the Ducks. Nix can also pooch punt. Keep in mind that's part of his arsenal. He's done it quite often in his career. Rolls out. They're going to throw for it. Incomplete. Huskies take over. This gamble does not pay off. And Penix will have a chance to win it.
Give credit to Powell right here. As the motion comes over, keep your eye on this defender, taking away the potential threat because he keeps outside leverage. He wants to throw this ball out here, but look at the defender taking that throw away. Really good job there.
Reaction from Lanning, kind of stoic. Again, you could have sent the punter out. Maybe the Huskies are back at the 10-yard line. Instead, at the 47. Need to find the end zone. Don't have a timeout, but plenty of time. Penix backpedals, goes right downfield and in traffic. It's Polk with a leaping catch at the 16. 34 yards. Now they got to slow it down, right?
Right. Spatial awareness to buy time in the pocket, and the accuracy once again. We saw it in the first quarter, haven't seen it since. But after getting great field position, what a throw. And what a catch here on the other side by Polk between the corner and the safety. Safety got over late. Watch this safety right here, just a little bit late in reacting, Evan Williams. Just enough for him to sneak that in as Williams got over late.
He wasn't open. He just trusted his playmaker, huh?
I think he sensed that Williams got a late break to get to that part of the field. So by the time he got there, he couldn't locate the football. Penix got it out early to allow Polk a chance to adjust.
Not sure why they stopped the play here. Oregon still has a timeout on the board. I don't know why they did stop, but it's first down, still a minute 48. If you're the Huskies, you want to take a little time before you score.
Game clock now starts.
Launching for the end zone. Forget being patient. Odunze! And Washington takes the lead. My goodness, what a 1-2 punch from Penix. But will they regret scoring so quickly, Kurt?
I'm enjoying the scene, right? Just take it in for all it's worth. But that was my first thought, is 2 plays. Now you gave Bo Nix a minute 38. They're going to go for the extra point here to go up by 3.
I mean, sometimes a lightning strike, big play offense isn't exactly what you need. They had to get a touchdown, which they did, but they did it in 2 plays in 33 seconds.
You know, generally, when you see a safety on the hash here, he's there to protect against a threat into the corner. Here, Evan Williams, all the action goes right. He takes a couple steps to his left, and that's just a quarterback trusting one of the best receivers in college football. Looks off to safety, puts it up, hopes that his guy can adjust. Remember, that's a backup corner in a game for Florence. They go after him again. Ball is thrown to that back shoulder where he can adjust. Bridges never locates the ball, and the Huskies in 2 plays are on the board for the lead.
Odunze continues to be almost unfair at the college level, and Michael Penix Jr. was his 4th touchdown pass, and Ryan Grubb, old Coach Grubb, who was a strength coach back at Sioux Falls, right, versus where DeBoer got his start.
Hey, put on your seatbelt, boys. We got a minute 38, and Oregon still has a timeout. All they need is a field goal to send this thing into overtime.
They were not at all conscious of using the clock, of taking away some of this time for Oregon, and you do wonder, Gary Bryant Jr. will let this one go. They'll just spot it at the 25. And here's the call from the Huskies radio network.
100 yards on the ground. Might not hurt to try a couple run plays. Johnson's on the right hip of Michael Penix here. 18-yard line of Oregon, dogs down by 4. Snap, Penix to throw. Goes for the end zone. Off the left sideline. Roll Touchdown, Washington! Fireworks shoot up at us.
Touchdown of the game. 8 catches for 128. Here we go. Bo Nix trying to engineer another game-winning drive. Done it 7 times in his career. 3-man rush. Ball out quickly. Catch made. And Irving, a short gain. The clock is moving.
Yeah, Washington obviously just trying to keep him inbounds, willing to give up completions underneath. They've got as many as 6 defensive backs in this game, trying to keep speed and keeping the top of their defense right here. No big plays.
Field goal would send it to overtime. Need about 42 yards to get within decent range for Cam Lewis. Catch made across the middle. Franklin dragged down short. The clock will continue to move. It's going to be 3rd down.
Washington, they have no problem with that at all. Bo Nix is going to have to get the ball downfield.
Going to have to get 2 yards on these 2 plays, and they do move the sticks. Irving bursts up to the 45, getting closer to field goal range. Clock will stop momentarily.
What a call there on 3rd and short. You got all those defensive backs worrying about shots downfield. Pick up quick yards.
They drop 8 in coverage. Nix has plenty of time. Throws it underneath. Again, they give up the play to Irving. He does get out of bounds, this time at the 49. There's no flag for him on the sidelines.
Yeah, good job of getting out of bounds here. Chris, like you said, you're rushing 3. You're not getting a lot of pressure on Nix. The good news is you're dropping 8. 3 are deep. 5 are underneath. windows are very tight for Bo Nix.
Silva timeout, 36 seconds, about 20 yards, maybe 15 yards to give Lewis a chance at a game-tying field goal. James in the backfield. Again, they rush 3. Nix checks it down to James. Can he stay in bounds? No, they do get him to the sideline at the 50, down to 29 seconds.
You're just looking downfield initially and then just checking it down. Washington doing a really good job of matching up those crossing routes underneath. Bo Nix, typically in these situations, as we saw just a little earlier, Franklin is his go-to guy. He's right now all the way to his left. He just kind of directed him.
3rd and 4, still need about 15 to 16 yards to give Lewis a better chance. Catch is made. Johnson skips out of bounds. It is a first down for Oregon.
What a good job. I think he looked Franklin's way, but Franklin cleared the coverage with him, took Jackson, opened up a nice vacancy there to his left flat, made a nice accurate throw. What poise right now being demonstrated by Bo Nix with all that's at stake here with 23 seconds to go.
Some pretty gassed Husky defenders having to dig deep. Nix again against the 3-man rush. That's too easy. They squeeze the ball into Terrence Ferguson, and they're already in field goal range now at the 25. Ferguson clutching at his right knee.
Chris, look at this. Look how quick. I mean, I think he just aborts the play and says, I'm just going to get it to the tight end. Throw it to him right now. Let him go yards after the catch.
Crowd is booing. I'm not really sure what the tactical advantage would be. They do have a timeout. And now you wonder, Kirk, as he's grabbing the back of his leg.
Well, first he grabbed the left knee, then he went to the right knee. I don't know. I'm not sure which knee's injured there.
In any case, the Ducks potentially could take shots at the end zone and think about the win.
Hey, and guys, because it was a first down in bounds, that stopped the clock. So there is no 10-second runoff potential here.
Okay.
Because we had another item stop the clock.
Okay.
But it's ready for play, right? As soon as they get him up and off the field?
Yes. We'll go ready for play to start the clock.
I don't know. Again, if you're Oregon, do you really want to give the Huskies defense a breather? If you're questioning the motives of what he's doing. And there is Cam Lewis. Man, he's been around for a long time. 5th year that he's been the starting kicker. He's made 43 career field goals. The longest is 49, but they're well within his range now.
Let's just step back for a second. You think about 2 5-0 teams, both ranked in the top 10 for the first time in rivalry history. 2 Heisman quarterbacks giving us all that they have here in this 4th quarter. And we're close to potentially sending this thing into overtime.
Nix 6 for 6 on this drive. From the pocket, incomplete. It was James out of the backfield, down to 9 seconds.
One of the few times Bo Nix on this drive actually got some pressure.
So they were not taking a shot at the end zone. They're playing for a shorter field goal try.
Well, that in man-to-man coverage against a linebacker, if James catches that ball, he's down that left sideline. Definitely a first down and inside the 15.
So what do you do here, Kirk? Do you play for a shorter field goal? Do you let him take a shot downfield knowing you're in range?
Yeah, you still have the 1 timeout. I mean, I thought James maybe a threat still to run the football, just to try to get closer and stay in the middle of that field, but he's out wide to the right.
Play clock at 3. They just get the snap off. Nix just kind of throws it away. The pressure was coming. Did not want to take a sack there. And now we're 4 seconds. Here comes Cam Lewis to try to send us to overtime.
That play didn't look good from the beginning. You know, the timing and the rhythm of it, but it comes down to a field goal attempt here for the Ducks on the road to try to send it to OT.
Long way from home. He comes from Charlotte. Lewis dead center. He kept it right there from 42. Missed it. And the Huskies survive. Lewis is consoled, and the field is stormed, and Washington has won it 36-33. A classic in the first ever top 10 collision in this rivalry.
Yeah, what a game. Congratulations to both these teams. The Huskies finding a way to get it done. It didn't look great late. They never gave up. They kept battling, and Kalen DeBoer's got to be incredibly proud of his team finding a way to win.
Michael Penix Jr., 4 touchdown passes. Here's Holly with Kalen DeBoer.
Well, Coach, a wild ending. It wouldn't be any other way in this rivalry. What were you thinking when your team got the ball back?
We just know we got to keep fighting and keep playing and just keep believing. We're built for this. We said it before the game. If it comes close, we'll find a way to win.
Michael Penix made an unbelievable throw. Roma Dunze a catch. What did you see with that pair?
They went one-on-one. Mike identified it and gave a little check to Rome and let him go to work.
They get the ball back with 1:38 to play. What's your thoughts on that last drive as you're waiting to see what happens?
Yeah, I know with their offense, that's a lot of time, and so it's going to take a big stop for us. And, man, I'm just proud of the way our guys kept playing and playing and playing and got the stop at the end.
You told your guys in the locker room at the half, we're built for this. How do you think they are now, Coach?
Yeah, we are. We've been tested many times, and we just know how we're going to respond. There's a lot of trust in each other, and that's what it comes down to.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Husky defense made 3 stops on 4th down, and Lanning passing on those field goal attempts earlier. You wondered, would it come up huge? Here's the placement in the hold.
Snap in the hole. Watch
rain, by the way. The rain arrived just before the attempt.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, but the mechanics were flawless. The snap, the hold, the kick was end over end. You know, this is a pressure situation. I know that's what you prep for. He hit it clean. He just pushed it off to the right, just barely. Dan Lanning had an aggressive mindset. I don't second guess anything that he did, only because I love, as a player, you love a coach that believes in his players. His players feed off of that aggressive nature. So they go home and they didn't find a way to do it, but I don't think you can fault him for the way he coached in this game.
Long way to go. We'll frame the Pac-12 stretch run. This could be the first of 2 collisions here between these 2 programs. And let's hear from Michael Penix. Now back to Holly.
Michael Penix, they stopped you on 4th down and goal. You were frustrated after that stop. How did you come back in and find the will to win this game?
Man, I just got to give credit to the man upstairs. I thank God for everything. He put me through it, allowed me to get to the spot I am today, man. And it was a tough game, but I knew we'd be able to pull it off. Just had to continue to keep executing, keep pushing. And I'm just super excited.
You hear the sound, Purple Rain. It's bringing tears to your eyes, Michael. How hard has this journey been for you? You were hurt again today. How have you withstood all of it, young man?
Like I said, it's all God. I couldn't do it without him. I'm just blessed. I'm just ready to go celebrate.
I know your mom and dad couldn't be here last year. They were watching your little brother, but they are in this stadium tonight. What does that mean to you?
It means the world. I had like 20 people come, 22 people came to support me for my family. And I appreciate them. They come support all the time. The rest of the Husky Nation, always supporting. And I just so proud and just so proud of this team. And, you know, I just thank God for everything that he allowed me to have.
Go soak this in, young man. Go soak it in.
Thank you.
Man, is that a powerful, beautiful thing that the sports can provide. We try to tell you Penix's story. You know, all the injuries, all the lonely months, the rehab, the doubting about you're ever going to get a chance, and then to come, Kirk, to Washington and get a rebirth and be able to have a moment like this as the rain is falling in Seattle.
Well, that's college football right there. You know, that to see Michael Penix, the emotion, how much this means to these players in a rivalry game. And then look out at that scene. I mean, look at this. This you don't get this. I do Thursday night NFL football, and I love it. But you do not get this unless it's a Saturday in college football. Look at this, man. And Michael Penix, good for you, battling through so much adversity to have this moment for your team being that leader, tremendous.
I agree. I haven't seen him on Monday either. There's nothing like the sport of college football. One of the great rivalries, not enough attention paid to it around the country. If you're from the West Coast, you know how precious this is for the guys in purple. May have to do it again in Vegas in the Pac-12 championship game. USC will have something to say about that, and the Huskies will visit the Coliseum in 3 weeks. They got Arizona State here at Stanford, heavily favored in both those games, and then a Penix Caleb Williams showdown in Los Angeles. Trojans got to go to Eugene. Ducks very much alive, but this is a wonderful showcase for the Pac-12 this year.
No doubt about it. And this is as you just went through there, Chris, it's a gauntlet. It requires staying power, and we're going to be along for the ride all the way through. It's going to be fun to see where we are by the time we get to December.
Bo Nix was brilliant himself, but this quarterback duel eventually won by Michael Penix Jr. An emotional afternoon in Seattle and a classic, and the Huskies prevail 36-33. What a treat being here. A little bittersweet as they head off to the Big Ten. But we enjoyed every second of it. Bill Bennett produced the game. Jimmy Platt directed it. Thanks to our entire crew here. For Holly and Kirk, Chris Fowler saying so long. Let's go to Kevin Nagandi in our studio.